You're just giving Steven ideas now.
Yeah, exactly. Proper bardic competition.
And it's noon. Table's live. Everybody can come on in.
What? As soon as I can figure out why my friggin' Steam. Ugh.
Oof.
Okay, seriously, the menus do not match my mouse movement.
That's unfortunate.
Oh, that was happening to me earlier.
Okay, fix.
Huh?
What's the fix?
I have no idea. I noticed it and moved on with my life. I only opened one thing. And yeah, it was like it was slightly askew. I kept trying to click on like a drop-down menu and it wasn't working.
So I have push to talk on, and every single button that I put it on has a a different thing that it does in Tabletop Simulator. So like the camera keeps moving around. Ugh.
Yeah,
Hang
all
on.
my stuff I keep on my number pad off to the side of the keyboard because those are never registered.
Look at this guy.
If only I had a numbers pad.
I know.
Are you guys in the game? Because I can't see the server.
Alex is in.
I'm in.
I was in the game a second ago. I've logged out now so that I can fuss with my Discord settings.
I was gonna say, I hope that was intentional and not unintentional.
Yeah, because I closed Tabletop Simulator and then reopened it because I wasn't seeing anything.
Weird. Are you searching by name or by friend?
I'm in friends only, yeah.
I think you gotta search by
table name.
Because
I think Tabletop Simulator might also just be going off of Steam stuff, where I am the invisible man.
Oh, right. If your settings on invisible, you won't show up as.
That's the thing. I'm not on invisible, but Steam thinks I am.
Steam said, "This man cannot be seen."
Yeah, I had myself set to invisible for like 3 years, and then I tried taking it off, but Alex is like, yeah, no, I still can't see you, and so I'm just, I'm visible, but nobody can see me.
You're permanent here.
I'm permanently invisible.
Around? You're just never around, Steven.
John Cena over here.
Oh, God. Cameron, I will say, be careful in that seat. That is, the seat Amanda was in, and I had it, prepared for her for this session after that mess she made.
I can leave the seat. How do you do that?
Click on your name and select a different color. I think I've got you.
I plan to choose a different color this week.
At the very least, open up the drawer.
What seat are you talking about? I do not remember what color I was.
The one right next to Alex here, like this middle
you were
seat.
teal last week.
Teal?
I've always thought that coffee gif was such a strange thing to like
yes.
It's honestly like an iconic gif meme at this point. But like just looking at it, it is just like trash tier level of photo. Just I wonder how old it is.
Oh, it's old. That's been around.
I get to remember how.
And you gotta wonder the thought that brought that to life. Like, someone just like, man, this exact frame of Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. I bet that would look great. Guzzling.
So on the drawer, there's the little tabard thing.
Yeah, I can't. It's not. It's not letting me do it. There we go.
Loading.
I bet it's because of all these dice.
I'm a little disappointed that all those dice didn't explode when the drawer opened, which was my intention.
Oh my God.
Oh no, they're going in. They're going into the dark zone.
Into the void.
They're going into the dark zone.
I'm just gonna do a thing here.
Yeah, that's funny. If we throw dice into the dark zone, Steven is forced to retrieve them since we can't see them.
Or delete them.
I can't delete any of the dice. I don't have delete powers on your friggin' table.
Yeah, I'm talking about me. Cameron said I'm forced to retrieve them, and I'm like, or delete them.
Oh, wow. My system's tanking hard. I'm assuming
Well,
because of all
yeah.
these dice.
Yeah, like there's 200 extra entities.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm not even. Yeah, I think it's like trying and failing to load this map too.
Also, one thing I found as gifts for all you guys, I found a bunch of various minis that might work for some of you guys. So feel free to take a look at them, and if you like them, you can use them.
Already insulted.
Why?
I don't know.
The
Male gnome wizard.
It's the only male gnome I was able to find.
You know what? I'll take it. But
if I survive to level 4, I'm going to buy myself a mini for Tabletop Simulator for.
No.
I am.
How did I move? No.
Now, not to hound on some efforts that we said may or may not have been made. Do you know how to change position color on the table? Did you figure that out?
Yeah, click on your name and select color.
No, then I move spots.
Oh, that changed color.
And the spot I want to be in, yellow, is like all the way over here on this, on the cannon or something.
Oh, you want to be my right hand, huh?
No, I just don't want to be in the middle of the cannon. Because you set that up. That looks so nice. I don't want to like have my shit in the middle of it.
Where do you want to be?
I want to be where I am over here.
But you want to be yellow? I thought your favorite color was blue.
I mean, yeah, but I'm trying to expand my color horizons.
Oh, my favorite.
I enjoy the color yellow. Have you not noticed for the last how many years I've very much enjoyed the color yellow?
Never heard of it.
It's a happy color. Oh, look at that. I'm gone. I'm here. I'm gone. I'm here.
This is probably the yeah.
God.
It's probably the first time I've heard you mention it, so.
All right. Welcome to the next session. What happened last time, guys?
Well, we delivered some goods to the docks and experienced some subtle racism.
Then we delivered justice.
No. And then we delivered a plow, I think it was, to a farm and had some fun encounters with some thugs. And yeah, it was a little weird that, we are constantly hounded by thugs, so we started looking into that.
All right, there's your inspiration.
We endeavored the first step of any investigation, and slanty-eyed looked around.
We almost knocked out more people than we killed.
I think we actually did.
Or, well, okay, I should say entities. The two.
Not if you count dogs.
Yeah, not if you count dogs.
Yeah, I think if you count dogs.
Which I do.
John Wick is coming for us now.
That's why I count dogs.
New big bad alert.
Just Sif the Great Wolf.
Yeah, we found a signet ring on the body of one of the shakedowners, bandits, highwaymen. I can't remember what they were technically referenced as.
Highwaymen is a good way.
But yeah, I believe Marston and Passenger had some recognition, and no one else really did. And I believe Passenger shared their recognition, correct?
Yes, I cued everybody into the fact that it was the Sigma Consortium, which is kind of a joke, almost a myth of Robin Hood style proportions of a massive thieving network, or not even thieves. It's like the mob, but
yeah, some sort of spanning criminal organization.
Yes.
Okay.
Very hush hush, and we've never seen like a All right, I suppose in order to recognize the stamp on the ring, I must have seen this before and have some kind of insight. I did get a crit, I think it was like a 27 or something on my history check.
Yes.
So this must be something that I've seen before.
It was a fancy roll.
Yes.
And then I believe we bound up the conscious, or not the conscious, but the living ones, and we're making our way with the same pushcart back to town. That was kind of where we left off, right?
Indeed.
I believe so. Yeah. Yeah, and we have the bandits like piled in the cart, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to turn them into the constable.
Except for the dead ones, because those ones are pig feed.
Right.
Mortally horrifying, but, you know.
Hey,
I mean, practical,
pigs.
if nothing else.
Like, I get it. And also, we did go through their pockets to try and find identification so that we could contact their families if they had it.
Waste not, want not.
Anything from you, Cam?
I think everybody covered all of the pertinent events, at least
Do
the
you
ones that I
remember
can remember.
Command word for your new artifact?
I do. I wrote it down in everything.
Mischief managed.
Fucking note card. Yes, I have a 10-foot pole of fishing. Activation code is fishy, fishy in the brook. Come along and bite my hook.
Fantastic.
And then the deactivation is, fuck it, I'm going home. Or fist managed.
Ugh, there is no or.
Is there?
Or is there?
Or
Right.
is there?
That's the real
Everybody's
question
got their
that we all-
inspiration.
that we all
I don't
must
know.
ask
Fist shift. I like fist shift managed. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well,
You would,
it's too
Dad.
bad you're not the DM now, isn't it? All right. So, with that, we'll pick up with you guys wheeling the cart back into town. The day has stretched on. It is late afternoon at this point. People are still at
not
work.
Supposed to be able to see chunks of the map.
What chunks do you see?
I see a beach, I guess, and maybe some trees, and then just random blocky chunks of black void.
Yeah,
Black
same.
void works.
Oh my
as
god!
long as you can't see as long as you don't see what's in the black void. And yes, Alex, just for you, I went out and found modded content to make new grids.
Ow. So I don't want to be the kid who reminds the teacher of a test.
No. What have you done? I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, as I recall, we had rolled a travel roll at the end of last session. Right?
No.
I don't think we did.
Recall that, no.
Okay.
What do you remember,
Maybe
Cameron?
Nope.
No?
Nothing.
Hey, Cameron. What did you think happened? What was
Why
the roll?
is this what I remember and not the rest of the session, goddammit?
I can't believe you've done this.
Well,
what do you remember?
As I recall, somebody rolled a 1 for their travel roll.
Oh gosh, no.
I remember a travel roll of like 7 at some point, but I think that was it.
I believe you might be mistaken, just because if we left off with that, I definitely would have been making notes for this session.
Okay, good. I'm glad I'm going crazy and that we're not just fucked.
To be fair, at the end of the session, you mentioned that you had spent most of it on your living room floor, if I recall correctly.
This is true. I may have dreamed that.
Yes, it is a distinct possibility.
No, to be fair, I did stay conscious the whole time, but all the same.
Impressive.
Yeah.
So, we pick up with you guys wheeling into town. It's late afternoon. There's some people out and about, mostly just shops. Everybody else is either at work on the docks or in some factories. And you're able to eat.
Getting any weird looks because we are wheeling in a bunch of people that are bound and gagged?
Somewhat, but they're able to recognize that these people the people in the cart look a little rough and tumble, and you're probably, if nothing else, bounty hunters, maybe? Not their problem.
Right.
Sure.
We're at least carrying, like, weapons and stuff. Like, we've got to look reasonably authoritative.
So, you're able to find your way to the local constabulary.
All right. I'll enter in and approach front desk or an officer that doesn't look like they're doing anything in particular.
The main desk, there is a man sitting behind it. He's wearing a nice button-up with a vest, but it looks like he's more built for actual action, and is looking rather bored as he sits behind it. He sees you come in and starts sort of twirling the edges of a big bushy mustache. Can I help you?
We
Afternoon,
ran into some banditry as we were making a delivery for our organization. We have captured at least a few of them and currently have them bound and gagged outside.
He raises an eyebrow at that, picks up a hat, puts it on, stands up to follow you outside.
It's at this point, Stephen, I would like to, having taken one look at the mustache twirling guard, I think I would have pocketed the signet ring
Okay.
for the Sigma Consortium rather than intending to turn it in.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's pocketed. As soon as the guard steps out, he's looking through the cart and looking over them. He's like, so where did you come across these folks?
Let me pull back session 3 notes, hang on.
Did the farmstead actually have a name? I think it was just out of town farmstead from the.
Yeah, the farmstead didn't particularly have a name that you picked up on, but you did get the farmer's name.
Okay. His cat, who I imagine might be a memorable thing for anyone who knows him.
Yeah. It was Ekrin the gnome and his lynx Duncan.
Yeah, just basically say that. Didn't get the name of the farm, but Ekrin, about X many miles out of town. He had a puma, a lynx, maybe. I'm not sure.
Ekrin. Yeah, we know him. Bit of an eccentric, but he's good people.
I hear he likes fishing.
Among other things. As he's looking through the cart, he squints as he's inspecting the sort of leader of the group that was piled on top, reaches into a back pocket and pulls out a piece of paper. Well, I got some good news for you folk. There's a bounty on this one.
There.
Well, how about that?
Pull this cart around back with me. I'll load them into one of the cells, and then we can see about getting you your payment.
Thank you kindly, sir. And I will,
being of course, the strong thank one, you kindly. I will
start bringing him back.
Constable follows you around back, takes one of the unconscious bodies and just potato sacks them. Goes in through the back and chucks him into a loading cell without any sort of pomp and circumstance. Goes out and does the same with the rest. All right, follow me into the desk.
I do so.
Sits down, starts thumbing through some gold coins. You guys are delivery folk?
Yeah, we're aboard the and I know the name of the ship, but
The Endurance.
Endurance.
the Endurance. Thank you. Yes, we're a crew of the Endurance.
Ah, the Endurance. Good ship. Stopped in port a number of times. He finishes up with counting the coins and hands you a little coin purse filled with 15 gold coins. There you go.
Well, thank you very much, sir.
Of course. You going to be in town much longer, or going out in the countryside more?
Unfortunately not. I believe we're set to leave day after tomorrow.
I see. I was gonna say, if you're looking to do more work, there's a couple more bounties in the area. We've had some goblin issues.
Well, if you've got a posting, we'll take a look into it, but I can't guarantee we'll take the job.
He walks over to a post board, pulls down a sheet of paper, and hands it to you. Got some information
it is
about.
day after tomorrow that we leave, or is it tomorrow?
It is. You were in port for 3 full days.
Yeah.
Today is day 2, so you'll have 1 more full day.
Yeah. Okay, so it is
And
day
then
after tomorrow we leave then.
yeah, so then set sail in the morning, correct? Not the
Yes.
like the end of that 3rd day. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
just look over the posting, see what we're dealing with here.
It's mainly just a notice of general caution when traveling through the countryside. Goblins have been sighted. They've been harassing caravans and stuff like that, stealing shipments.
Okay.
I'll give you a small reward for each goblin you kill.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Let me amend that. We have goblins living in town. Don't go killing goblins.
Sir. No, that's understandable, sir.
If you see goblins partaking in banditry, there you go.
What version of proof do you want for? Are you looking for ears? Are you looking for heads? You looking?
Not heads. That gets messy. Ears will work.
Fair.
Anything else I can do for you?
I'm sorry, you do not want these bandits taken alive?
If you want to wrangle some goblins, go ahead. We're always happy to take in inmates and send them off to the prisons. That said, most bounty work doesn't really want to get that close to a goblin, I suppose.
And out of character question for the DM about the world in general,
Yes.
Is this a campaign where we're not terribly concerned about ethical ramifications of that nature?
As for like killing the goblins as opposed to taking them?
And just the broad general attitude toward goblins, is that something that it is generally I've played in campaigns where I got criticized for being like, yeah, it's a goblin, but it's also a living thing with a language. We should probably talk to it.
Oh, there's plenty of civilized goblins where, like, they are in town, they provide services. Like in Hobbitsport, there was that goblin that sold trinkets.
Right.
The ones that run amok in the countryside are dealt with. Much like you did with the bandits in the cart.
Yeah.
Sure, like if they were out there living, perfectly peacefully, nobody's gonna fuck with them. And if you're attacking caravans, then there's a reasonable expectation of consequences. But they are kind of painting with a broad brush, just saying, well, he's goblin.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
It's a good note to make.
And I think, yeah, we can sort of dig into that in our characters too. Like, for my part, my character's not particularly interested in violence to begin with, so, just like killing bandits in the countryside does not like sound like a good time.
Yeah, and I think we're starting to see kind of interesting dynamics and vibes like that developing naturally. That fight on the farm, for instance, I think was pretty telling of a lot of people's, I guess, viewpoints on that.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't want to just kill them. I wanted them to face some sort of repercussion besides that.
I took more offense to killing the dogs.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yep.
Relatable content.
Sorry. I know I was the first one to like pretty much immediately kill a dog, but I just looked at it from a practical, that thing's about to maul us perspective.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was practical.
Like a big mastiff who's looking at you with hungry eyes. That's fair.
Hungry eye.
So I'm gonna leave the station and pass everybody 3 gold.
I'll take it.
Thank you.
And I'll mention, hey guys, if we want to make a little bit more coin over this next day, they're willing to pay us for each goblin we can kill out in the countryside.
Or bring in.
I suppose, but
if we bring our cart, our newfound cart with us, it should be pretty easy. Goblins in general are a little more compact. We could fit more in, if that's the way you like to think about it.
Yeah, but they stink, and I'm the one that's pushing the cart.
Not all goblins stink.
And if that is your concern, I will push the cart instead. I would much rather put in effort to keep people alive than just wantonly kill them.
Well, I can't argue with that.
Everybody roll me perception checks.
Goblins where I come from stink. Well, fuck me.
Solid 7.
No.
Yeah, 7 from me as well.
Also a 7 from me.
Doing great.
4.
Wow.
Alex?
Well, Steven, we don't see shit.
What? I said
What?
7.
Oh, you got 7. Nick, what did you get?
So I thought I had my character sheet open.
Swear to God, if everybody rolls.
Yeah, we're all just like, please get higher than a
If
7.
we all roll 7s, that's a jackpot. So
I got a 4.
Oh well, Stan, you fucked us.
Hey, now we got at least 3 7s. I'm pretty sure the 3 of us that got 7s all get another level up.
It depends on how many rows. Depends on how many rows and lines we were running on the slot machine.
All of them.
All of them. You said perception?
Yes.
13.
13. Okay.
Our average is pretty shit, you guys.
to be fair,
below a 10 average.
I think we're also a
12.
Marston, from off to the side, you hear, "Oh, fuck it." And a rock comes from a side alley and just hits you on the side of the arm. It's not a big rock. It's just like a small one of somebody trying to get your attention.
Did the voice sound as posh British as it seemed there when you said "oh fuck it," or was that
yes?
Okay. I look off to the side.
Somebody's in a side alley, like waving for you guys to come over.
Me or like the group in general?
The group.
Do I recognize this person?
Roll me a d20.
Also, how far away from the constabulary are we at this point? Is this almost immediately afterwards, or it's been a few minutes?
Been a few minutes, but like you guys are outside discussing the goblin thing.
Okay. And what did you say? Insight or investigation?
Straight d20.
Oh, straight d20. Okay. Dude, 19.
19. They look familiar, but you can't quite place where.
I kind of play it up, like lock eyes with this person, kind of slow down a little bit as the group. Are we walking and talking, or are we like stood still in like a side street or something?
If you're walking and talking, that works. Otherwise, I was thinking you guys were standing out front discussing.
Oh, okay, just kind of discussing the goblins shortly after leaving the building, basically.
Yes.
I make a really protracted like point at myself, like.
The person, you see they are a young-looking Triton woman. And she's like, makes a broad gesture to like the entire group and just like hurriedly waves you over.
Triton?
Well, we got a caller if y'all interested in talking to a stranger.
Oh, fish folk, okay.
And I gesture off to the side.
What reason should she have for talking to us?
I don't know.
We just looked like we delivered a bounty, so maybe it's more bounty work.
Maybe she just appreciates a fine coat.
Suppose we finished our job?
We should turn in the funds to the ship first before we do anything else, though, I think.
Should we invite her to walk with us?
Let's talk to her for now.
Practical.
Perhaps time is of the essence for her. She seems hurried.
Well, and she's more than welcome to follow us as we speak. Unless she's not amenable to that. I just wanted to point her out.
How far away is she?
She's across the street in a alley.
Okay. Do you guys want to head over there? Just
apply my level up now. Just FYI.
Yes, you've turned the bandits in. You all are level 3.
All right. I'm gonna just look down both sides of the street, just because she's like hiding in an alley. I'm wondering if there's like anybody out there that she like doesn't want to see her.
Just the standard people going about their business. Nothing too exciting. Some people are going into some adjoining shops.
Okay. Then, suppose I'll walk across the street. Anybody else coming with me?
Sure.
Yep. I'll mosey on over.
As you guys draw closer, you see a big smile come across your face. Hey, how are you all today?
We are all right.
In kind of a hurry.
Oh, are you?
Business to conduct.
In that case, I'll make sure this business is taken care of real quick. My name, you can all just call me Lynn. And these are my friends. She points in the alley behind, and you see 3 other individuals. There is a dragonborn, a tiefling, and a goblin. I couldn't help but notice you all turned in some bounties.
Yes, we had a run-in with some bandits on our job.
Are you, by chance, adventurers?
I just kind of like half raise my hand and put it down, and then put it back up again and put it down, and
So we're contracted workers.
Yes, couriers who take jobs.
And just do adventuring on the side then. We can appreciate that. You see, we're part-time adventurers too.
Is that a job?
I mean, it pays pretty well. Isn't that right, guys? Everybody in the back alley sort of looks over and like, huh?
Are we still like on the street for the most part, and they're back in the alley? Okay.
Like you guys are talking like just at the opening to the alley.
He's like leaning against the corner of the building.
Yeah.
We're on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
That nice corner of the building where you can get a good back scratch in. I know the feeling.
I kind of like put my back up against the wall. So like if we're like the wall basically straight facing the street, so I'm kind of right on the corner, and just kind of start head on a swivel, like looking up and down the street for if anyone's trying to like come in behind us.
All right. Yes, you may have heard of us. We're the... She pulls out a tambourine and starts jangling it and moves to the middle of the alley and begins to strike a pose. We're the new... She begins looking behind her. None of the other guys are moving. Guys! We're the new... Guys! Musicians! We practiced this like literally an hour ago.
Sounds like you're the new guys.
She huffs. We're the new Fables, she says loudly and pointedly at the individuals behind them. Guys, positions! The Dragonborn perks up. Oh, sorry. He strikes a pose, pulls out a hand drum, begins banging on it, and blows some fire up into the air. The Triton looks very unhappy. Why did you do that? You said positions. Yes, we were gonna start from the top. Oh. Ah. The goblin comes forward. Oh, I've got an idea. Pulls out a little vial, throws it at the Dragonborn. The vial breaks and spreads fire over the cloak of the Dragonborn. Yeah, more fire. Dragonborn gets all excited. Not my new cloak! Drops on the ground and begins rolling. The Triton pinches her nose and just walks back to you guys. We're the new Fables. We're adventurers, as you can see.
Is that what we were supposed to take out of that?
Yes. And that is what you were supposed to take out of that.
Why exactly do you want to talk to us?
Because I wanted to see if you would lend us some help.
Want to join our group, I think.
What?
What was that?
They want to join our group. Look at them. They have fewer members than us. Clearly, they want to tag along.
Specifically, I have a lead that I was interested in seeing if you wanted a part of.
What sort of lead?
We found, she leans closer, a dungeon.
Uh-huh.
Specifically, we found 2. And, well, we want to explore both. We're, she says as she looks over her shoulder, not the most experienced.
Yes, we got that.
So, I wanted to see if you wanted to go in on a joint venture. We check out one of the dungeons, you check out the other. Keep whatever loot you find, but we want a very specific item.
And you don't know which dungeon it's in.
Exactly, my good gnome. We don't know which dungeon it's in.
What is it that you're looking for?
Specifically, it's an instrument.
Is it a golden fiddle?
It's not a golden fiddle, no. I don't know why everybody asks. Yes, it is a flute of illusions. I think. That's what the rumor says it is. We'd really like to get our hands on it for our day jobs. But, as I said, everything else you can keep. If we end up finding it and all you come across is, you know, meh stuff, we'll give you a cut for helping clear out the other area.
How far out of town is this place?
3 hours, I think.
You're saying you found an unexplored dungeon only 3 hours outside of a major city?
I mean, I wouldn't call this a major city. That said, it usually helps because there's some danger do not enter signs around it.
So it's a known entity.
Somebody must have put those signs up for a reason.
Most
I'd
towns.
like to go back to the ship first, and
oh, of course.
If we're going to go dungeon delving, there's some things I want to pick up.
What time of day is it?
Late afternoon.
Okay.
Yes, all good. We can meet up and set out in the morning if you'd like.
So our time in town is pretty limited. Just how big is this dungeon, or do you not know?
They shouldn't be too large, and the fact that we're splitting up the two dungeons should make it a lot more manageable.
Can I get a read on this person? Are they trying to lead us into a trap because we just brought in like some of their friends, or is this
roll insight?
Do they actually have any idea what they're talking about?
Assist with that.
Great. 17, 15. We'll take the 17 plus insight 4 is 21.
She feels like she is giving off major, like, excited small dog energy.
I love the picture, by the way. It's pretty great.
The
picture you sent?
Oh, yeah. I put a picture of her in the setting information, if anybody's interested.
Like somebody who doesn't really understand what she's in for, but she has enough of an idea and an end goal that she's just going for it, even though she's not really prepared.
Yes.
Got it.
About this time, Marston, you sort of get a feel for, like, where you recognize her. You feel like you saw her performing in a tavern one time.
Okay. So I'm piecing together that this is a very this is a bard maybe looking to make her break into more than just being a traveling minstrel, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, this is somebody who got a tip on a dungeon and because their career playing in taverns hasn't been going so well, they've decided that this is their opportunity to become adventurers.
Do I recall if she was a particularly talented bard or not?
You recall that she sings very well.
Okay. So I probably didn't run across her in a dive. Or at the very least, not a real bad establishment.
Yeah. She performed alone, though.
Okay.
Didn't have any accompaniment. And with just the tambourine, she was only able to do so much, and only ever really played middling establishments.
Has she introduced herself name-wise?
Not yet.
Okay.
Oh, she did. She's introduced herself as Lynn.
Lynn. Lynn, it comes to my attention that you seem to be bankrolling quite a operation here. You got kind of point out her entourage and two whole separate sets of explorers. Usually doesn't come cheap, and I feel like you're just offering finders fees essentially. You seem pretty confident in this endeavor.
Roll me perception.
$14.
14. You notice her smile looks a little forced at this point, and a little bead of sweat begins to form at her hairline. The tiefling from back in the alley comes forward. You're not wrong.
And you are?
My name is Paige. I
The
play
one
the
actually
fiddle.
bankrolling this?
No. You see, we're all bards.
Yes, I knew it.
God.
All right. Was that leading somewhere, or was that the whole comment?
That was the whole comment.
Not a very good punchline, then.
I wasn't making a joke.
I don't know, a bunch of... I heard that a gaggle of bards is actually called a joke of bards.
He snickers at that. Lynn here saw the opportunity, as you said, to try to make a break. But she decided to do it by collecting other bards.
Y'all acquainted with each other, or is this mostly a new entourage?
Mostly
I
new.
suspect it'd be a new entourage. They are the new fables, after all.
What happened to the old fables?
I don't know. I don't know an old fables group.
Well, I imagine that you all are pretty confident in what you found here. Otherwise, I doubt a group of bards would stumble off on nothing.
Lynn chimes up again at that. Yes, I am very confident in the information. It's from a very reliable source.
And that source is?
A tavern owner that has been very kind in letting us play their establishment for multiple nights.
Mm-hmm.
And what is their interest in you traveling to this dungeon?
The goblin in the back raises his voice. I think he just wanted to get us out of the tavern. Lynn shoots the goblin a look. Don't mind Bucket.
Bucket? That's
My
Amanda.
name is Beckett, not Bucket.
God damn it. Wow, Steven. This is a deep cut.
It's very good. Passenger will kind of, I think at this point, I'm starting to feel a little bad for them. Mostly because we've been a little hard on them. We've been kind of tearing them down a little bit. And I'll say, well, everybody has to get their start somewhere. I suppose if you survive this, you'll be real adventurers. And then maybe it won't have to be part-time. All right, I don't see the harm in helping. And I'll kind of pose that as a question to the group.
As long as we make our deadline and get back to the boat, I don't have a problem with it.
I don't see the harm in helping, but I need to get back to the ship first.
Of course.
I've got
like I said,
things to
we can meet up in the morning.
Where would you have us meet?
She looks around and finally just says, I suppose right here works, otherwise one of the taverns.
So here first thing in the morning, then.
Yes.
I look.
We want to get started early. Time is of the essence.
Just send me this. Maybe don't play too late into the evening tonight.
Oh, of course. No worries there. We'll take the night off, make sure we are well rested. Isn't that right, guys? The Dragonborn finally is putting out the last of the flames on his cloak. Yep. No problem.
So, Lynn, Paige, Bucket, and I point to the Dragonborn.
Oh, my name is Onxamithium. You can call me Onx.
I love them. I think they're perfect.
Lynn chimes up again. And all of us together are the new... Nope, still nothing.
You'll get it eventually.
I am tambourine and vocals. Paige here is our fiddle player. Bucket there plays the flute. Beckett! And Onx is on drum. Once this is all finished, we'll be sure to play a show, and you all can come join. To watch, not play. Unless any of you play, in which case we can see.
Play dice, not instruments.
Nice. Maybe we can get a game going sometime. Anyway, I will let you get back to what you're doing.
Suppose have a good evening then.
You as well. If any of you are looking for merriment before the morning comes and we begin our adventure, we will be at the tavern just down Main Street. I think it was called the Gilded Hound.
Was that the one we drank at last night?
No.
Okay.
Is that where you got your job? Gilded Hound?
Oh no, that was a different tavern. We prefer not to play and stay, as it were.
So you gotta spread the good minstrel's word and all that.
Yes.
Well, we have a lot to discuss, so I believe this may be our parting for the night.
Have a pleasant evening.
Once we're out of earshot, I'm assuming they're not following us.
Yeah.
Are we really entertaining doing this?
What else would you do with your final day in town?
I don't know. This just seems a little bit more risk than reward.
Well, here's the thing. We don't specifically know what's in the dungeon.
That's where the risk over reward part comes.
But the reward is in finding out what is in the dungeon.
I'm more used to working with tangible rewards. Like the bounty we picked up this afternoon. See, that had a clearly defined price tag right on the poster.
Stephen, do I know the price of a Flute of Illusions?
For the right person, actually roll me a...
I was gonna say we could ask oh man, Pickering or whatever his the guy from
Piranesi.
Piranesi, yeah.
Roll me an insight check.
Given my background, I'm kind of assuming that this is the type of entertainment that would have been pretty commonplace. Around where I was at. 15.
15. To the right person, it could sell for a good amount, but otherwise it's kind of viewed as a bit of a novelty.
Sure. But
that...
could I, to that right person, roughly what would it run?
About, say, 50 to 100 gold.
All right, I will say 50 to 100 gold is a little bit better than 15, wouldn't you say? If there is anything like the flute that she mentioned, or anything similar, it might well be worth taking a look.
It might. That's the word I'm concerned about, though. Especially since that's the one piece of treasure that has already been claimed, so to speak. I just want to make sure we're going into this with the level head, not just, I don't know, caught up in a inspiring ditty.
Of course.
I have no interest in violence nor material wealth, but helping others in pursuit of their goals, their chosen path, that is a noble pursuit.
I'm in it just for the exploration.
I could take or leave the violence, but I do want wealth.
All right, seems like I might be outvoted a little bit here. I'll have to think on it tonight. Obviously, you'd be a capable group even without my assistance, but I might join you in the morning.
No one will force you, Marston. This is not a required job, of course.
As you all might have surmised, I'm a businessman. I'm technically not even a passenger on this ship. Well, I suppose passenger.
Passenger is a passenger on the ship.
Yeah,
even if you choose
and all that.
Even if you should choose to simply travel with us to the dungeon as a means of companionship, I'm sure we would welcome it.
It would be fun, if nothing else.
Just have to weigh pros and cons, so to speak. I'll have my answer in the morning. In the meantime, I have some business still left to take care of in town here, and I'll see you back on the ship, or bright and early, if I don't make it back tonight. I tip my hat and kind of just immediately swerve off down a side alley.
That is an interesting man.
Yeah, so let's go deliver these funds.
You get the funds delivered. I also have business. I'll hand the bag over to Sid.
Okay.
Sid, I'll come with you. Wouldn't want to run into any bandits while we're delivering our satchel, yes?
Yes.
Fair question. We haven't divvied up anything yet, right? We were gonna wait till we resolved all of this, if I recall correct.
I divvied out the 15, but
we divvied out the bandit stuff.
The gold for the bounty that we didn't know was a bounty.
Yeah.
Other than that, no, we have not divvied out anything else.
What was that amount? I don't remember you saying.
3 each.
Gold?
3 each. Okay.
Oh, I thought it. Oh, wait, how much was it?
No, there were 3 each for the bandits, but there was 29 gold that we picked off the bandits. I think.
Right, and then did the farmer give us any thank you gold?
It was just the fishing rod, I'm pretty sure.
Fishing rod.
Yeah.
The 29 we did divvy because I believe because you all
29 gold split out.
Yeah.
In my notes.
Okay.
Yes, we already did that.
That sounds right. So it would just be the extra 3 from the splitting the bounties.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're still. Did we get the gold that we're supposed to be bringing back to the captain?
Yeah.
Yes, we just haven't separated out our cut yet.
That's what I'm saying. Is like I wanted to make sure. So yeah.
Yeah, that was not done yet.
Amanda,
we only get our cut after it's turned.
Yeah, that's still undivvied.
Correct.
Because we haven't technically completed our bill because it was 2 quests.
Correct.
All right. Just wanted to make sure. So sorry for interrupting there.
Yep.
Okay.
No worries.
Good clarification.
Yeah.
DM, I would like to. I'm from this continent. I have been around this area. Can I can I find a loop around from the alley and maybe follow Marston?
Roll me. Are you doing it stealthily, or
Oh, I am
you
using my
specifically
brand
looking for
new invocation disguise self. I'm using the Mask of Many Faces.
Please.
So I am going to appear as a halfling, as an old halfling woman.
an old halfling woman?
Yeah.
Right.
Cloaked up and everything, going about my business.
Roll me a d20.
Just a d20.
Straight d20.
14.
14. You're able to pick your way through some side streets. You've been a lot of places, and this is a town that's only really notable for being the southernmost city of Ulis. But it's not like particularly large or of importance.
Okay.
So your memory of it is somewhat marginal, but you're able to find some side alleys that keep you going in a good direction.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to tail him, see where he's going.
So you're following him as the elderly halfling woman. Are you being particularly stealthy about it? Or just...
I think it would probably count as stealthy. I'm trying to avoid notice, yeah.
Okay, roll stealth.
I'll be right back.
All right.
Ooh, that's 15.
15. Nick, roll perception.
$13.
13. All right, you go about your business. Everything seems normal.
All right. If you're well, basically, you see Marston kind of keep changing alleys, doing a few twists and turns, eventually making it back out on a main street. And every once in a while, he stops to talk with somebody. A couple times, you see some coin change hand. And eventually, after a couple hours of this, he ends up at a nondescript building.
Okay. Okay. Nondescript, but like closed off, like it's like shuttered windows type of thing, or is it just like a warehouse or a house or a business?
Looks like it's not really anything. It doesn't look like abandoned, but there's no sort of iconography or description. It's in a more I guess business or warehousey part of the area.
Okay.
There's just no like signage or anything outside.
I wanna peep in a window. If I can, I want to see what's in there.
Do you can I take you aside here quick, Moose?
Sure.
All right. What?
Quick, make another channel.
Lobby? Just go to...
Yeah, let's go to here, let me quick make another voice channel.
Make a whispers channel.
So it's just called Nunya.
There, the side room.
Nunya business.
All right. I wasn't really sure how to navigate this without your input. So
yeah,
essentially, my intent here was to speak with some contacts in town about the Sigma Consortium ring that we found.
mm.
I'm basically diving into this from the underground criminal element side of the equation.
All right.
So I don't know what you. I figure the building. I tried to be vague while I was narrating that because I didn't want to like step on your toes or anything. So yeah, I imagine I basically made my way leisurely, did some business with some random people, make sure some shit was getting done. One of those things was the setting up someone to go pick up the second steamer trunk tonight, like I'd mentioned to the quartermaster this morning. If you recall that from last session. And then so I guess this building would be whatever. We never really discussed in detail like what specific criminal element I was directly involved with. Just that I worked within the organization to some extent, at least for somebody. Like I'm trying to like if you remember from the one-off session we had, I'm trying to basically work my way up after a specific individual.
Yeah, you would have been tied most closely with the smuggling groups of Peruania, the continent that you were originally from, with a number of smuggling operations taking part in the southern part of the continent and seafaring ventures to the north.
Okay. So I guess under that, like, who am I meeting here? Am I like just like a fixer in the area, like anyone specific? Because I'm gonna need someone to talk to.
Yeah.
If we're gonna
say
be
it's
letting.
Give me an investigation and a persuasion check.
Okay. I'll roll those at my table here. You said investigation and persuasion?
Yes.
Okay. Investigation is 18. Persuasion is 9.
9. All right. With the investigation, you're able to pick out the local fixer. Just a smuggling contact that a number of rings use, but the organization you're with trusts him most in the area.
Okay.
The diplomacy check is why it took you, a few hours to actually get around to it.
Oh, like I kept having to talk to people to work my way up, essentially.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It drug on a little bit, but finally you were able to get like a meeting with the fixer, leading you to this warehouse down by the docks.
Okay. All right. So no one I know specifically, someone who's directly involved, maybe met him in
a
the
man
past.
you know by reputation.
Okay. Someone I would have been aware of.
Yeah.
Working within the circles I work with. I guess we didn't really talk after last session either, but like I think you'd mentioned that like I recognize the symbol. Am I more like for sure aware that they exist?
In a lot of the criminal underworld, it's kind of been like a hopeful rumor of just everybody being like, yeah, we're like this big umbrella organization, like coordinating stuff, but most people are like, nah, we should go it alone.
So like it's kind of a like the dream is there really is a big
yeah,
a big fish, and everyone's kind of trying to hope that they're there and that they can get into the inner fold,
like a part of it.
Okay, so it's there's enough rumor and clout and stories that go around that kind of imply that it's for sure something.
Yeah.
But like if you're not in the know, you're not in the know.
Correct.
Okay. I like that angle. So yeah, essentially what I'm looking for to let you help kind of come up with what sort of questions you can answer. I'm basically trying to find out like, are we stepping on some toes here? Should I be taking this increase in activity that we've stumbled across the last few weeks in mind? Like, do I need to speak to anybody? Like, kind of like, I want to make sure I'm not basically in someone's territory doing business that I shouldn't be, even though like I'm basically here at the behest of my employers.
The guy would tell you, territory is pretty malleable right now, especially in this area.
Okay.
Off of the Ulis main continent, the families don't have as much sway as they do in like the main city of Ulis. So these outlying islands are like very active. Back on Isla, you ran into a number of bandits just because with how loose the royal line is sort of seen, bandits have been making moves thinking they're able to get away with stuff.
Okay, so
but
like...
The fixer more or less says that a lot of parts are in motion right now.
So did I get the vibe that like I'm just as likely to find people pretending to be part of the club as people that might actually be part of the club?
Yeah.
Okay.
Having a signet ring though, if like verifiable, is going to be the best sign that you're on the right track.
I would ask if he's got any like, if there's any sort of thing that would identify a real signet ring versus like someone who maybe saw one once and was imitating it. Like, is there something to know that I could look out for?
Oh yes. I don't suppose you have the signet ring on you?
Nah, a different associate pocketed it at the time. We kept it out of the eyes of the constabulary, though.
Well, the way to see it, it looks completely mundane. Aside from the signet, obviously, but the metal is going to be made of copper. But on the inside, there's going to be a band of mithril. Easy to miss if you're not looking for it. But
sort of
hiding the valuable metal inside the cheap metal.
I like the imagery. Definitely fits with what I know of the organization.
Sadly, since I can't see it, can't verify it for you.
I could hopefully I'll take a look later. I suppose held up to the light in a certain way, the distinction between the two metals becomes a little more obvious.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's good to know. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't stepping on any coattails that I wasn't supposed to be.
He steps a little closer. Look at it this way. If you step on coattails and the person trips, they shouldn't have had the coat on.
That's one way to look at it. I imagine you know who I work for and why I'm coming through town.
I have the idea.
All right. Well, hopefully I didn't mess up any operations you were particularly involved in. These country folk didn't seem too organized, so I imagine they were mostly operating on their own.
He hand waves. Don't worry about it. Young upstarts.
Seems to be an epidemic of them lately.
Yeah. Not sure what's gonna happen, but there's something on the horizon. Feel it.
Well, I'll definitely keep my eyes peeled. I travel around a lot, as you can imagine.
Safe travels.
So you as well. From what I've heard, your operation here run real tight. Tip my hat.
Keeps the lanterns filled.
Maybe we'll do some business ourselves someday.
He tips his hat and walks towards the back of the warehouse.
Evening, folks. I kind of say to his, I'm assuming his guards that were in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And head out. So I don't know if how you want to play that for like as far as like seeing or overhearing. Do you want to narrate that? What he sees? Okay. So back scene.
Heading back.
All right, cool.
All right.
Oh, look at that! Look who's back!
Hey, howdy. Sorry, I didn't know
stuff.
I didn't know those secrets would be so long.
Cool cat.
I was like, oh, I cracked open something.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, we're doing this, huh? All right. Sorry about the short little hiatus for you guys.
We had some lovely conversation.
We did.
Bjorn, from your little vantage, I'm going to have you roll me a perception check and another stealth check. Actually, yeah, perception.
Perception first.
Yeah. Actually, stealth first.
Oh, fucking ducks. Well, then, that's a...
I'm giving you my inspiration.
That's an inspiration roll is what that is.
Yep.
God damn it, it hit one dice and it came out to be the same thing as the other dice. Okay, so you said stealth first?
Yes.
So that's a 6 then. If it knocked over my first dice from a 2 to a natural 20, does that count? No, I'm just kidding.
Nice try. I like your gumption.
Are we playing by like curling rules where you can knock the other?
Right, because my green dice was a 2, and then I rolled the purple dice, and it hit the green dice to a 20, but then the purple dice stopped on a 2, so I got 2 on both, so that's a 6. Okay, and then perception is 18, so I'm not stealthy, but I see some shit.
All right, you see Marston in a warehouse having a conversation with a rather gruff-looking dock worker. Conversation seems fairly jovial, you know, they're talking, shooting the shit, chuckling a bit. You see the guy with the rough appearance making some gesticulations. It looks like he's miming holding something in his hand and inspecting it.
Okay.
Around that time, roll me...
Probably like up on a box, and I probably like slip or some shit.
With the rolls, your foot bumps something, knocks it off, making a bit of a sound. The conversation inside continues, but you hear footsteps coming from around the side of the building.
I beat feet.
All right, you beat feet. And yeah.
Okay, so it was a jovial, he was inspecting something, looked pretty jovial, but didn't look like too sketchy, at least from what I saw. I saw him make business transactions, or at least dropping money into people's palms.
No money, just conversation.
No, before, on the way here.
Oh, gotcha.
On the way here, there was money.
Yeah.
There was money exchanged. Nick, remind me, did you get anything when you gave people the money? And was this like 3 gold coins, like 10 gold coins at a time? Like,
you couldn't have counted out any. Like, it was basically like small. It looked like pre-prepared because I would basically reach into my coat.
Okay.
Take out a little bag and hand it off. Nothing was ever given to me.
Okay. You're paying, not receiving. Okay. Got it. All right. Yeah, I'm scrambling and I'm getting back to the ship.
All right, you scramble and get back to the ship.
Using Mask of Many Faces to change my appearance once or twice on the way back.
Handy.
I love at will.
Yeah.
Doesn't use a spell slot. Woo!
Okay, is anybody else doing anything in particular, or are the rest of you heading back to the ship?
I think we were on a time crunch, so we're heading back to the ship.
Okay.
Yes.
You head back to the ship. By the time you get there, it's later on in the afternoon, but still plenty of time before nightfall. You see... Yep, the gangway is down. There's some people milling about, but otherwise the ship is inactive. Getting back on board, you find the quartermaster up by the wheelhouse. He looks up and sees you approaching. Back already? How'd the delivery go?
We ran into a little bit of trouble, but it's
You're
turned out all
the
right.
you're the second delivery team who have reported as such. I take it everybody's all right. Anybody in need of medical attention?
Nah, we're good.
Good to hear. The delivery fee. He holds his hand out.
I hand him the sack of gold, as was stated that we got from the guy.
Oh, Ekron.
Ekron, yes.
He bounces the pouch in his hand a little bit, checks inside, and nods, putting it in a little pouch on his side. Thank you very much. And he goes back to looking over a clipboard.
Okay, so when we turn those in, we don't get a cut of that, right?
The delivery fee, no.
Okay.
But like the tavern job, she gave you like an extra tip, which
Yeah.
was
Okay.
just to you.
Right. No, that's okay. I was just making sure.
Yeah,
And
we
then
run on tips here.
Yep. And then
I thought there was additional payment at the end of the job.
Yeah, at the end of the job, you'll be getting your contracted amount as well as bonuses based on your jobs that you pick.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought we got paid something when we at the first stop we had on the journey once we got back to the ship, but I think I'm misremembering that.
yeah. So then I'm going to head back to my bunk. And actually I'm going to head to engineering and see if they have a workspace that I can use.
That's where I'm headed.
Nice. Amanda, are you heading right there, or are you checking on anything?
Drop like any if I had a backpack or anything with me, I would drop that off by my bunk. But then I'm going straight down to check in with Nelria, see if there's anything she needs help with.
All right, so passenger will be there when you get down to engineering.
Okay.
You get down there. Passengers talking with Nalria, who is considering, potential projects for passenger to work on. When Sid shows up, you need a workspace, huh?
Just someplace where I can be loud and, not. I don't want to do it in my bunk in case people are sleeping. It might be a little bit dangerous, but I'm going to keep everything dangerous away from the main engine components. And
in that case, you're going to want to go down to the bottom level.
Right.
It's mostly just excess parts, storage, maintenance access.
Sounds like a good place to go. All right.
Just for clarification, nothing is gonna explode too much?
Not too much, no. Explode at all? I can't guarantee that.
Okay.
Sid, would you like some help with whatever you're working on?
Please. I could use an extra set of hands.
Nelria, is it all right with you if I do that instead? I can check back in with you till morning. I don't plan to sleep tonight.
Oh, of course, you don't work for me.
All right, wherever you go, Sid, I will be joining you.
As I'm waving a sheaf of papers in my hands, trying to explain to you how we're going to fit my armor into a little cube that I'm going to hold on my neck.
Passenger is very confused by all of that, but believes you.
Oh yeah, no, it has to do with and I start waxing rhapsodic about the physics engines of compressing and turning stored data and turning physical object into stored data, and I just
sure. and passenger with an average human person's intelligence is going to nod along with as much of it as they can follow.
All right.
So
As
we
you're
we are building my arcane armor. That's
sort of like 3/4 of the way through the spiel, like you're passing by other crewmen who are just like catching little snippets of it and just giving like odd looks. But before long, you get to the bottom level of the deck, or bottom level of the ship. It is fairly enclosed. It's very dark. None of the natural light from the other decks are coming in. There's no portholes down here.
cool. As soon as we get into the dark space, I start glowing.
Oh.
All right.
I get
And you're always glowing.
Oh my god, congratulations.
Oh, right, pregnancy thing.
No, I will ask you about the glowing. Is that something you always do in the dark?
No, but I can. And I don't know why.
I like it. It's pleasant.
How intense is the glow? Like, what's the range of the light?
Light
Okay,
spell.
it's the
But
light spell.
It's the light spell, but it comes from me.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you get down there and like it lights up the bottom hold very well. It's fairly tight. The bottom of the ship angles in, so the room has a limited walk space. The walls are more enclosed. You see some crates, bundles of rope, some chains, excess barrels. But down near one of the ends, you find a sort of open space that you'd be able to set up a small workstation.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm going to that's what we're doing for the evening.
Yeah, you will find passenger is an eager helper, but not, they're not dumb by any any
stretch of the
stretch
imagination.
of the word, but not nearly as as mechanically inclined as you are.
Yeah.
So they will hold things as needed. They will make liberal use of the mending cantrip if things go wrong, and otherwise will be a good apprentice.
Yeah, and that's that it shouldn't take us too long. I mean, technically it takes, a long or a short rest to do that, but that's, or is it a long rest? I don't know. Create
Yeah,
armor is
flavor wise, it can take as long as you like.
yeah, you can customize arcane armor when you do so. Models. You can change the model.
Alright. Gimbrin, what are you up to?
Whenever you finish a short or long rest. Okay. So yeah, it'll take us about an hour to get things done.
Okay.
I'm gonna go outside, find the most quiet or peaceful bit of solid ground I can.
Okay. There are some docks a little further down the harbor that are not in use that you'd be able to sit on, and otherwise you'd probably be heading to the edge of town.
Well, it doesn't need to be perfectly quiet, just not active.
Okay. Yeah, you'd be able to find some docks that are quiet and not in use.
Yeah. Since I haven't had a chance to really meditate in the way that I would have liked, it's nice to have a quiet evening. And I will try to sit, stretch out my consciousness, and as my master taught me, try to feel the motion of the ring.
All right. Roll me wisdom.
That'll be 14.
14. You're able to zone out any of the excess noise around you and focus on your inner thoughts as well as the ring beneath you. You can't see them much during the day, but like you get a feel for like where the shadow squares are that bring the nighttime, and you feel like even though you're sitting still, you are in motion. But it is constant, always in the same direction, never wavering. Right.
Yeah, I'm also going to spend 2 of my key points to cast silence on myself. There's no sound.
Yeah, not even the waves. It is perfectly quiet.
And that's it for me.
All right. Bjorn. After a little while, you get back to the ship.
Yeah. I will act real nonchalant, real smooth. Probably go to my bunk and just kind of take out my pendant, my obsidian pendant with the dove. Just kind of look at it and ponder it. Yeah, just take it easy for the evening.
All right. Marston, you doing anything else with your day?
Nope. Anyone up late would notice that Marston does not come back to the ship for the night.
I will note that.
Okay. In that case, that wraps up the day. And you all presumably get sleep, you take your rests, and morning comes.
Messenger over the course of the evening, after everything is done with Elgavar, and we have the armor in ship shape, just as perfect as it could be. Passenger will be, whatever amount of time is left, will be pacing pretty restlessly. Once again, going over the ship, finding any crack or flaw that they can, fixing as they go, until they hit a point where they can't keep going anymore and just flop from exhaustion, sleep exactly to the second 6 hours, and then wake up again as though a timer went off. Ugh. And then I'll crawl off to get some coffee.
Love it. Yeah. Morning, more or less like any other. People are coming and going from the mess as they wake up. It's the last day in port, so people are beginning to go about making sure everything's ready for the next day. But some sailors are either staying out in town or doing other things. Some are taking the opportunity to sleep in. But the ship is a bit more sparsely populated than the day before. Get your stuff, get your coffee, eat your breakfast, and are ready to set out with the last day in town. Are you all meeting up at the ship or heading to the location?
I assume that we need to meet up as a group at the ship and then go to the tavern.
Mm-hmm. Make sure we're all gathered and awake.
All right. Marston, around what time do you roll in?
I'd be basically waiting on the pier for the gangway to come down.
All right.
Just like I said, I'd be there bright and early in the morning.
Yeah, gangway drops probably about 10 minutes before dawn.
Come on up. If no one else is out and about, I'll just head to the prow of the ship and take up my usual venture and viewpoint.
All right.
I'm just waiting for everyone else to get there.
Probably about half hour after morning comes, everybody gathers.
Well, well, well. Now that we're all here, we can ask Marston how his night was. I know he probably spent it with a special somebody. He didn't come back.
Passenger is clinging to their coffee cup for dear life. Mostly here.
Are you rested, Marston? Did you have a rough and tumble night, or was it restful?
Gentlemen never kisses and tells.
Have it your way, then.
I believe I didn't ask if you had any interesting strolls.
I did not. I took a nice little walk, but nothing interesting. Well, dungeon or lawless goblins? Is that what our options were? We had some lawlessness out in the countryside, or we had some dungeoning out in the countryside.
I am far more interested in delving for ancient secrets and helping the young begin a journey than I am the wanton slaughter or capture of brigands.
Yeah, personally, the goblins seem like a town guard issue. I mean, I've been around here before. They've never been too much of an issue, I believe. Yeah, secrets and potential loot seem much more favorable for my pocket.
Well, if we are in agreement, we should make haste. Do not want to be late. Time is of the essence.
I mean, so far the two of us are agreed.
Yeah, passenger slams what's left of their coffee, just kind of like makes a wincy face. I will go with their group goes. Shakes what's left out of the bottom of the coffee cup before kind of tossing it back into their kit. Buttoning it up.
Just around, and I wasn't able to. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I asked around last night, and I wasn't able to find anything untoward about anything that was said in our meeting with the new fables. I figure it's worth a shot. I'll throw the dice on this one. Follow you in.
Not even their performance skills?
Oof.
Well, those accounts varied. I was more interested in this so-called set of dungeons outside of town.
Oh, fair.
I appreciate you using your evening of carousing to hunt down information for us. It's a very responsible choice.
I believe the only one who implied I was carousing was Mr. Braun there.
Well, you've always implied that you know how to find a good time.
No one said you couldn't do both.
Indeed. You are clearly a man of many talents. I assume we're saying this as we're walking, since we're all kind of
walking and talking. Every D&D campaign would collapse without that ability. If we couldn't talk and chew bubblegum,
oh no,
the world would be doomed.
Yeah, we're doing the Aaron Sorkin. The walk and talk is very important to keeping the pace of a show going.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's early morning. Most people are now out and about, going from one place or another. So you have to make your way through a crowd. But before long, you get to the Gilded Hound, and you don't see them outside, but peek inside would show them sitting at the tavern's rail.
All right.
Mosey on
Inside.
up. Riker sit in a seat.
God.
Good grief.
When you're inside, you see they are in a similar disposition as Passenger was. They all have coffee in their hands. The Onks in particular has a beer stein just filled with coffee. And
the Dragonborn I can empathize with.
The only one that doesn't look unhappy to be up this early is Lynn. She sees you guys enter and says, "Oh, good, you did come. How are you all doing today?"
I'm excited.
Wonderful.
That's good to hear. We are very, very much looking forward to doing this. And having you all along makes it that much better.
Yeah. If you are ready, we should be on the road.
Yes. I will explain where exactly you guys are going to be going as we walk. Because there's going to be a slight split in our paths.
I just gotta ask real quick.
Yes.
Was the voice inspired by anyone in particular?
Not anyone in particular, no.
Okay, because you are channeling Lowry Voss hard with her, and I love it.
Lowry Voss?
The crazy necromancer from Curse of the Crimson Throne. Skull lady that was super chipper and happy.
Right.
Yeah, it's like I'm literally just picturing that in my head when you're talking. It's amazing. So if it was completely unintentional, sorry for interrupting.
It was completely unintentional.
All right.
Fun comparison, though.
I felt a lot of the similar energy, just less, I guess, evil.
Yeah, she, as far as you're aware, she has no real necromantic vibes to her. That said, now that the idea is there...
Ooh. You're welcome, everybody.
Meet
there
the
wasn't
big
the
bad.
backstab in our future, but, maybe now there might be.
I get the sense that these guys are more musicians than they are actual bards. You could take my meaning.
Well, let's hope that's not true.
I will be interested to see how many of them survive their endeavor.
Yeah, there's 4 of them. They all have healing. They should be fine.
They're no amen, but,
Oh god, the amen. Yeah, the Dragonborn slams his stein of coffee, sets it down, and the rest of the group sort of gets up and makes their way out. Lynn is walking alongside you guys as you begin making your way out of town. Okay, so the dungeon that you guys are going to be checking out is going to be the more easterly one. She points towards the center of the island. It's going to be up in the foothills. You're going to be looking for a small valley leading up there. There's going to be sort of 2 big trees out front, and there's going to be this nice little cave entrance. And word on the street is stuff is hidden in the cave. Any questions?
So it's just a cave?
What creatures inhabit this cave?
In theory, people have been told to steer clear, but there's also the rumor that there's loot inside. The fact that nobody's... Yes, loot. A flute loot. A loot flute. Looted flutes. Whether the stuff was in there to begin with, or something moved in and brought stuff with it, I don't know. But the fact that it's still there and constabulary hasn't cleared it out means it can't be that bad. It's enough to keep the riffraff away. But any adventure with their salt should have no problem with it, he says with absolute confidence.
Well, let's get salty then.
All right. You guys continue down the road. Couple hours pass. They're, striking up conversations with you. About an hour and a half in, Lynn pulls out her tambourine and begins singing a little traveling song. Bucket, the goblin, pulls out his flute and begins playing as well.
Brave, brave Sir Robin.
Onks and Paige don't pull out their instruments. They are walking in silence.
Do they appear to be armed?
Yes, they have weapons.
What kind of weapons?
Lynn has a rapier. Paige has 2 short swords. Bucket has a short bow, and Onks has a great axe.
I like it. Okay.
Aside from Onks's great axe and Bucket's bow, the other equipment looks to be fairly new. And then about 2.5 hours in, there is not quite a split in the road, but you see some lightly worn pathways going off the side of the road. Lynn stops and points up into the foothills. All right, that is the direction you guys are going to be going. We are going to be going a little further down, and the second dungeon that we are going to be hitting will be up in the foothills around the bend. General plan.
When and where would you like to meet up?
Exactly. General plan will say, meet up, preferably before evening, back here. Right at this fork. If nightfall comes, we'll assume the others have been indisposed, and we can meet back at the tavern. But you all are in a bit of a hurry, so we will do everything in our power to be back promptly.
Yeah, what time was the ship leaving again?
In the morning tomorrow.
Okay.
So mainly it's a question of how late you guys would be walking along the road.
Mm-hmm.
It's still early morning at this point. You left town around 7 o'clock. It's about 3 hours, so it's about 10 o'clock in the morning right now. So, we can go in, take care of our business, maybe even get in a long rest.
just kind of like look forward into the cave and smile.
So, happy travels and good hunting.
To you as well. Stay safe.
I'm assuming we're starting like right here-ish.
Yep. You guys walk another about 10-15 minutes up into the foothills before you come to this little nook in the hillsides. Okay. And you will be starting over there. Marston, do either of these two little minis catch your interest?
I was thinking about it, and
because this one's tiefling, this one's, you know, a bit more roguish gentleman.
Yeah, let's go with the cowboy.
All right.
I assume the male human monk staff is me?
Yes. Does it suit you, or should I
works just fine. My current guise is human, and I have a spear, so it's certainly close enough.
There's a number of other monks, but this was the only human male monk.
Yeah, it's all good.
All right. How about you, Amanda? Any particular mini? I'll assume it's the one labeled passenger.
It is. It's the
and the one
upside
on
down
her
one.
head.
Yes. No, why have you done this? Oh, tragedy.
I have to use the bathroom again. I will be AFK.
Okay. We'll take this opportunity. Fluid adjustment. Take care of what you might need. Grab a snack, grab a drink. Bathroom.
Dang it, I should have waited 5 minutes for the fluid adjustment. I really had to pee. I was like, I'm not gonna. I was like, I don't know when we're gonna have a break point, so I was like, I'm just gonna go pee.
Weak.
Yeah. Oh goodness.
Right. Be right back then.
Exciting stuff.
I return. Get in here.
Yeah, I kind of forgot to. I'm still really bad at that, so you know. I kind of forgot until just now that I didn't.
Oh, it's all good.
I just hate spamming everyone, but I guess that's kind of the way that if you want to let people know, you should do it. But
yeah, I'm still also really bad. Like, I don't really do it too much for these, just because like 85% of the people in my Discord are also in this campaign.
Yeah, I
So
feel
I'm
that.
just like, eh.
I feel that. Oh. It worked. Someone, Raven's here.
Moose, I have a question for you.
Yes, Daniel.
After game, what are you doing?
Not too much. I need to head out around 6:30, 7 o'clock.
What are you doing between game and 6:30, 7 o'clock?
Nothing as far as I'm aware.
Would you be willing to help me run an errand?
What's the errand?
I need to go to Paradox and pick up a game.
Ah.
My car is currently locked inside my garage. I have not had access to it for a week.
Uh-huh.
Goldmark, I don't know, did some work on the building or something and somehow cut power to the entire garage system.
Are you able to... Does the garage have, like, a key?
Not
like,
that
on
I
the
have
door?
access to.
Really?
Yes.
You can't manually override it?
Correct.
That's... dumb. Like, all garages should have that.
Yes, I know. And there is a key, and it fits in the lock, and the lock doesn't turn.
That's stupid.
Yes. Yes, it is.
My condolences. Yeah, I could help you out with that.
I appreciate it. Like, it's already paid for. It's a thing that I got from Kickstarter, and they just delivered it to Paradox, because
Gotcha.
I kickstarted it like 3 years ago, and I wasn't sure where I was going to be living.
Alright. I think I saw activity from Amanda. Cameron's still away.
What's that?
Oh, just seeing if people are back yet.
Yep, I'm here.
Yeah, like I saw your name light up. I figured you were back.
So, male archaeologist wizard with a whip is Marston?
Yes.
I'm gonna fix his name.
I got it. All right. Once Cam gets back, we can this road on the show.
That didn't work out. Go back here. Damn it. Try and get it into the
Having
cannon.
trouble there, Stan.
It's a D4. It doesn't slide.
Thanks for waiting, gang. Appreciate it.
All right. That is everybody. So, you guys roll up to the cave entrance. The foothills feel distinctly cooler than the surrounding area. You end up walking up through the small little gully. A small stream runs through it with a few trees popped up here and there, low shrubs. And you reach the meeting point of two hills, and right in the middle is where you find the cave entrance. And sure enough, out front, there is a sort of half-collapsed sign that says, "Danger, entry prohibited."
Let's say who prohibits the entry.
It is a general notice.
Okay. Not breaking any specific laws. Can we see any distance into the cave at all, or no?
You're able to see a short way in, about 30 feet, but then there is a bend that you can't see around.
Any sort of distinctive tracks or markings nearby?
Roll me survival.
Not my best, but we're gonna give it a shot. Five.
You see marks in the dirt, but you have no idea what they are.
Well, what kind of marks? Like, what do they look like, Steven?
Footsteps.
Okay, fair enough.
Like, there's been traffic, you think, sometime recently. You have no idea what it came from.
Looks like someone's been through here. Not sure who, of course, but could have been our friends scouting the area. Could have been someone else. We should be on lookout for trouble. The place may not be unoccupied.
Okay. How are you guys going in?
Before we go anywhere, I think it would behoove us to talk about our strategy. We are going in to look for treasure, for this flute, for any secrets we might uncover. But I want to be clear, I am not looking for trouble. If we can avoid it, I would like to.
Well, the problem with trouble is it mostly finds you rather than the other way around.
In the interest of that, I have something I would like to share. The avoidance of trouble, that is.
Sharing.
And at that point, I'm going to use my shadow magic to cast Pass Without Trace on the party.
Aha. Macaroon, where are you sitting? Here you go.
Oh, sure. Well, that's fun.
Yeah, spell cards.
Spell cards!
Okay.
So yeah, we basically have 1 hour. What this looks like is, for the duration while I'm concentrating, my eyes will go their natural, like, completely glossy, like, silvery white, without any pupils or anything. And, like, shadows will sort of lick out from my body and blur the edges of all of us from vision.
All right.
I'll sort of look at the party just to gauge the reaction, since showing that I could, perform any amount of magic was certainly not in my directive.
I'm going to just kind of finger the mist and try and figure out what it is.
Finger the mist.
Ayo.
And just
Passenger will ask where you learned to do that.
Monasteries are not all meditation and cleaning chamber pots.
Well, I have yet to see proof of otherwise, but I'll take your word for it for now.
Sometimes they even share the secrets with us. And sometimes we find those secrets ourselves.
So is this like a Geller field, or is it more akin to something like an overflow suppressor?
What?
It's a simple question.
I'm afraid these arcane terms are unknown to me, even in my
Not
studies.
arcane, it's science!
Very well. From what I understand, there is magic inherent to the ring itself. And when we draw upon it, we can create effects. Yes?
Weird ring magic. Got it.
Feel the pull inside of myself and draw out the outer darkness.
Pretty sure for that explanation you should have taken alchemist.
The ring is full of light, but outside of it, there is endless blackness in the sea of stars. I simply seek that blackness and allow it to hide myself and others.
Hearing that, Passenger gets visibly uncomfortable and wants to sit and starts saying something, but then bites their lip. Most people seek out the stars rather than the blackness between.
It is all a part of our natural world. I embrace balance, both light and dark.
And some things like to hide in the dark.
Even good people like us.
Yes.
We should move. This will not last forever.
Hey, Amanda, roll me a d20.
Love to.
I'm going to proceed forward then, because I am taking frontline position.
That's a 4, Stephen.
Yeah, you get a feeling that the uncomfortable sensation that you have is definitely from more than just yourself.
I feel squirming in the back of my mind and try to do my level best to silence it.
Okay. And we've
Shadowy
got
order of shadow monks. They are kind of shady.
All right.
Oh shit, I disappeared.
Uh,
I got too close to the edge.
The shadows swallowed you.
all right, you guys begin to make your way in.
Yeah, so
and you guys are moving
we
stealthy?
shall roll stealth checks if we're gonna move stealthily, yeah?
Yes, everybody give me stealth checks.
Ooh,
Everybody gets a plus 10.
Oh, thank goodness, because this dice just wants to keep rolling 2s today. So plus 10. 16.
25.
16.
Plus stuff. Dex is okay. That's going to be 21.
21.
I also have a 21.
Did we hear back from Nick? Is he here?
Sorry, my mic was muted.
Okay.
Ah.
I was gonna say I got a 30, so I just pretty much disappeared.
Good old dirty 30.
Oh, I love rogues when they get past without a trace.
That wasn't a nat 20. That was a 15.
Yeah.
All right. And Alex, what was yours?
Total 16.
Okay.
Because I rolled a 2.
Theming that a little bit, as soon as the shadows kind of go up around us and we start moving silently, Marston seems really at home in this darkness.
All right, you guys begin to soundlessly make your way into the cave. As you reach the bend, you begin to hear noises coming from inside, sounding like some weird throaty chuckles and grumbling voices.
Well, should we clarify an order of travel, or is it kind of like meh?
Sure, what's your marching order?
Kimbryn should probably be in the middle or second if he's got the aura of silence.
Actually, I think it's just applied to you for the next hour, so you don't have to stay within 30 feet of me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
But all the same, I feel like it's sort of like, melee's in the front, casters in the back.
Yep.
I'll take
passenger is gonna be in the back.
Yeah, I'm perfectly happy to go first or second.
Marston will definitely kind of move up and take like a very quiet stealth or scouting position.
He'd be leading a little bit.
Yeah. If we're hearing voices from within, passenger's gonna just cast false life on themselves.
All right.
Quick check. Like, is everyone in the party got dark vision, or is that dark vision check?
Ooh.
Yes.
I do not have dark vision.
All right.
Dan.
Yeah.
Are you glowing?
No.
Okay.
I have to choose to turn it on.
Okay.
I just in character, I don't know why it happens.
Yes, dark vision.
So that was everyone but one, or did I?
One of those things that, you don't have as a changeling.
Okay, but everyone else does?
Yeah.
Checking, hang on.
Okay.
Tieflings do.
They're not a tiefling.
Oh.
I'm a tiefling.
Tiefling. Passenger, what race are you?
Kalishtar, and I'm not sure I have...
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think I have dark vision now. Oh, hold on. Nope, the dark vision.
All right. Well, that would be something we probably have to address before proceeding. Are we just like stumbling through the dark then for about half the party, or I suppose a torch with shadow aura doesn't really work very well together.
Are you?
Is there any light coming from within, Stephen?
It's dim. It is dim light early in the cave, but as you look in, it is dark.
Is it sunny outside?
It is sunny outside.
Okay, because if we light a torch as we're walking in, we do have the light behind us. It could kind of...
Yes, it wouldn't necessarily give you away.
Right.
Okay, so we're still pretty close to the entrance. I imagine, let's see, if it's sunny, it's still really early morning. I guess it depends on where the sun's coming from.
Up.
Up. I suppose, yeah, it's always up. It's always high noon.
Yes.
So then, yeah, I guess like probably right about here would be like where it would go pitch, unless do we see any light sources around the corner?
Not in this room, no.
Okay. Is this weird kind of glowiness supposed to be a light source? Where's that coming from?
That is coming from this candle.
Oh, okay. I was gonna be like, if not, that's a really cool effect that you can add to the map. All right, so like around the corner, we're not seeing any light sources.
No.
So it's going from like dim to pretty much pitch, like around here.
Yeah.
Okay.
You with your dark vision, you're able to make out some of the goblins.
as we round the corner, I kind of like go up against the wall here and hold my hand back behind me. It's pretty close.
Who's for
let's see.
trouble?
Who's Alcavar? Kimbrin. Let's see. Bjorn. That's only like 30 feet away. I kind of push backwards, like kind of pushing the column back.
Okay, I'll follow in suit.
So that we're kind of like pushed back to about here. Well, I know it's not a problem for me, but I'm not sure about the rest of y'all. It's very dark in there, and I'm pretty sure we might have run into those goblins, or maybe some neighbors of the goblins we were told about anyway.
How do we know that they're the same?
Well, they might not be. I'm just saying they're there.
Hmm.
So I deferring to you, Kimbrin. You were the one who wanted to proceed diplomatically. This just might be their home. But if we were to proceed, we're going to be barging in the door one way or another. So I'll defer to you.
You said they were goblins, yes?
From what I can tell. And seems like a mighty fine cave to squat down in if you don't have anywhere to call home personally.
Do any of you speak their language? Goblin.
No.
I've tried to understand the intricacies, but I just haven't been able to grasp it yet.
Let's see.
Then I have one course of action that may work. But
I have one thing that I might try first, if you'll permit.
by all means, what is your idea?
We'll just see if it works, and if not, we're probably going to have a bunch of screaming goblins bearing down our throat.
Ooh, field test.
You're welcome to try to talk them down after that.
I can try.
Is this
all
something
right.
you want to do on your own, or do you want some help?
Stay back here a little bit. I'd rather be in the pitch and out of sight if possible.
I'm going to approach to at least this corner, and just so that way, at least keep an eye on you, because the whole idea is I'm frontline defense.
Yep. I'm gonna basically hide as much around this kind of like jutting part of the wall as I can. Stay out of sight, crouch down. Can I see this guy, or is this like a?
That's a
blocking...
stone pillar.
Okay.
So there's like a small little roundabout area.
Which of these guys do I have the best sight on? Here.
Probably these two. They're like around roughly the same. They're still nearing the edge of your dark vision.
Yeah, but I can, as long as I can see them.
Yeah, they're there.
I can attempt this.
I forget, Moose, do triangles exist in your edition or no?
No, fuck triangles.
Okay. Just making sure.
All right. I'm going to make contact with Goblin Rogue Crossbow.
All right.
Very, very snazzy name.
Mm.
And in their
Crossbow
head
was my mother.
His name's Jeff.
My name's Jeff.
Oh, that movie. But yeah, in this goblin's head, I'm talking to him, and we do not need to share a common language.
Okay. What are you saying?
Basically, let's see.
Whoa, did one of them disappear?
Yeah, the crossbow guy just vanished. I'm not sure. I killed him. Whoa.
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 Where'd he go?
The
Moose
whole
reloaded the world.
table exploded there for a second.
Okay.
Is that what just happened?
Yeah.
That's what
I controlled Z, and even that didn't bring him back.
Weird.
Whew.
Yeah, you killed him.
Well, shit. This
killed him and the world blew up.
This new ability is dangerous.
Yeah, this delete from existence power. Jesus.
I shouted him to death.
I wonder Marsden's all secretive.
What y'all doing here? Mighty fine cave.
The goblin perks up, and you hear him snarling. In his head, oh god, no, the voices are back.
Oh, don't worry, these are good voices.
That's what the last voice said.
But these voices are looking out for you. What if you're in danger and you want to know what's going on?
We are in danger.
What you in danger from?
It.
It? What's it?
It.
Is it deeper in the cave?
Ah.
Is it dangerous?
Always.
What if I told you that I was going to send someone to take care of it?
How would a voice take care of something?
No, I'm just a high power. I'll send some hardy, dangerous individuals to go in there and just, extract it or take it out. Make sure that none of you and your kin get harmed.
You see him looking around. God?
Sure.
Are you a god?
You always say yes.
God?
Asks you,
it's me,
if you
Margaret.
are God, you say yes.
I love. I don't know if any of you guys saw Afterlife, but
Not yet.
it was pretty fun.
Are you sure you're not one of the other voices?
Positive. I wouldn't lie to you. I mean, in fact, I can guarantee it'll happen in a timely manner.
You see the other goblins sort of looking at the goblin you're speaking to, and they're like, saying something in goblin. He's like, all right, prove it. Make somebody appear within the next 6 seconds.
I gesture back to
Elgavar?
Elgavar, like, bring on the group, and I step forward. I tip my hat and I give a little bit of a bow.
You see the other goblins like raise their weapons, and the goblin you were talking to starts shouting, "Don't do it! It's God!"
And without my lips aren't moving at all. This guy here is again. See what I tell you.
Yes, I shall prepare an offering.
Jesus.
Welcome
to the road to El Dorado, everybody.
Now you just gotta let these fine folk through, and they'll take care of your problem for you.
Yes, I'll lead you to the boss.
Perfect. And I just kind of gesture with my my hand, like, let's just keep walking, people.
I'm gonna light up a torch just because I can't see shit.
Well, that was fun. Weren't expecting that, were you, Moose?
Trick the goblins into thinking you're God is a really good play. I'm a
fan. Oh man,
just spectacular.
That was something.
That wow, man. Dan, is this what you have to do with Skarnir and his diplomacy?
Level 3, baby.
And that's what it's like all the fucking time.
Oh, there's called lateral thinking, and it's an important component of the game.
I mean, like, oh man, there's a bunch of ogres. Ogres like thumping stuff, and we have learned that is in fact true. But they also like talking to strong guys.
There are some that you can talk to, and there are some that you can't. Okay.
It's just fun. Like
it's not.
it's always
and the goblins. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's always the most amusing, like diplomatizing your way through like the weirder situations that aren't like the expected diplomacy ones.
Yeah,
like talk to a mayor? Hell no. Talk to a cave full of goblins.
Like, I would be remiss if I didn't allow you to do this with all the bullshit I pull off with Skarnir.
I also just realized with like the torchlight and us being like very visible now, the rippling of shadows and light over our skin must look fuckety. Like, it's
like
probably
the goblin that you
were
talking to is absolutely awestruck, and the other ones are like, "Were the voices back?"
I don't like this reference to voices coming back. Not a fan. Troubling.
The crossbow goblin is like hurriedly like scampering down the cave system. He's like, "Come, boss will want to meet you."
How convenient you started talking to the schizophrenic goblin.
Yeah, it worked out real good.
He rounds the corner. Boss!
Or terribly. We don't really know where it's going yet.
Yeah, maybe he has a reputation for being schizophrenic, so this is all gonna go to shit real quick.
You round the bend and you see a bigger room in the cave. It's got some animal skins laid out, some barrels of supplies. Off in a far corner, there's some torn up pillows that are likely acting as the sleeping area. Boss, I brought somebody that can help. In the middle of a room, you see a goblin wearing very piecemeal armor. Like, you're pretty sure his helmet is made of a cast iron pot.
As one does.
He turns, he's like, "What do you mean you brought somebody to help? Were the voices back?"
Oh my god.
Yes, but these were good voices. It was God, I swear.
My favorite
he made people appear.
Shit.
A god that can make people appear. Okay. The boss goblin walks up to you. If you're sent by God, then what are we doing here?
That in Goblin?
We can't understand any of this.
This one, he switches over to common.
Oh.
He assumes you all non-gobs can't speak gob.
I lock eyes with him, and without moving my lips again, just speaking into his head.
Good job.
Just staring intensely. These are my these are my emissaries. They don't need to know why you're here. They're just here to help.
You see the goblin boss take his helmet off and like look inside of it. Then back at the
You will not find
party.
me in your helmet, for I'm everywhere.
Huh.
Being not privy to what is happening in this goblin's head, Passenger will pipe up, "It is not ours to understand the will of the divine being which has sent us."
See, she knows what she's talking about.
The goblin boss's mouth is just hanging open, and the goblin that led you there just has a "see, I told you so" look on his face.
To that one, I say, good job. You're doing great.
You notice A bit more details about the cave. You see 2 goblins standing over by sort of a half-crumbled stone wall that from where you are you can only just barely see. They looked armed. They're armed and more paying attention to the wall than they are to you. And the goblin boss finally pipes up again. Does this make us clerics if we've been doing the god's will?
It depends on how this all plays out.
I always fancied myself a paladin. He stands and postures.
You look mighty attired for it. Very nice helm, by the way.
Thank you. Come on in, come on in. Make yourselves at home. Can I offer you tomatoes?
Absolutely.
Gob! Get them tomatoes! The blue goblin walks over to a barrel, picks up an armful of tomatoes, and steps over. The blue goblin, in very broken English common, says, "Tomatoes are like healthy flesh. They bleed when you bite them."
This is so true. I'm glad somebody else understands.
Your wisdom is beyond compare.
Yes.
Take a tomato and make a showy bite of just like.
That said, don't eat too much. It's our main ammunition.
Tell us, for what
picture.
divine mission have we been sent? We are brought here in aid, but we know not what we face.
The goblin boss looks back towards the broken stone wall. Well, we set up here, and this stone wall here started to crumble a bit, and the lads, ever the curious types. You can see him like puffing his chest up and sort of talking the group of goblins up, making themselves seem important.
They are.
And we noticed every once in a while when we're trying to sleep, something looking at us through the opening. It gave us the real case of heebie-jeebies. But we found out its secret weakness. We found if you throw a tomato at the big glowing green spot, it gets unhappy and leaves.
See.
Marston just pockets the tomato he was given.
Smart.
Mm-hmm.
You have done quite well in facing off this monster. We are here now.
He slams a fist against his chest plate that you can see is a pounded out washboard.
Steven, thank you so much for these NPCs. I love them.
I'm glad you enjoy.
It is quite delightful.
So,
coming from another DM.
Thank you. So, we have taken it upon our holy duty to keep the thing at bay.
And now it is our charge to take care of it. But I should say, there is one thing that we have been ordered to do in addition to protecting you and yours.
Oh, and what's that?
I'm gonna look around and kind of make eye contact with the group. We are charged with not just protecting you, but all the peoples of this land. Should we defeat this monster for you, we would ask that you follow the divine will and work in cooperation with your fellow creature.
That mean we have to stop taking stuff?
You would have to work in cooperation rather than theft. Perhaps honest labor, cooperation.
The blue goblin pipes up.
Boss, it's okay. If they help, we don't need to keep stealing tomatoes.
This is true.
You've got a point. We would no
The
longer
divine
be in
wishes
need.
for your safety. The local community is quite dangerous for their enemy. If you make yourselves friends, you will fear no danger. This is the wisdom of the divine.
But then how would we get more tomatoes?
Boss, I just said we didn't need more tomatoes.
Yes, but they taste good.
You could start a garden.
A
Yes.
what?
A garden. You could grow them yourselves.
If you plant the tomatoes in fertile soil, more will grow.
You see the blue goblin pick up a tomato and sort of throw it against the stone floor.
Not like that. I'll show you later.
Ah.
The local communities, if you do not fight with them, may instruct you in these ancient wisdom. This is the cooperation we speak of. No more need to fight, and tomatoes in abundance for all.
Tomatoes for all. I like that.
But first, we must take care of this creature, yes?
That makes sense.
Safety for you and yours before your great future can begin.
Great future.
In his head, I'm just like, you're doing great.
Yeah, I hope you guys are all chill with this, because I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants here.
Yeah.
I would say something if I had an objection.
I love the idea of teaching them how to plant tomatoes so they can just have them.
Yes, I like to think we're, two birds, one stone here.
Speaking of stones, use stones as ammo instead of tomatoes.
Yeah, because honestly, the goblins seem rather, nice and civilized. No need to just, go wantonly murdering if we could teach them how to farm tomatoes.
Straight up said that they didn't take, they were only taking these tomatoes because of something that's happened that they don't have an option for something else.
It's the only weakness.
So much.
All right. Those with edged weapons, drench them in tomato juice.
I'm picturing a very different.
I think that's a good idea. I will take the tomato that I was given and stick it on the end of my spear.
Nice. The boss will go up towards the two goblins watching the door. Say, this over here. This is Smells. He's the one that found out the tomato trick. Isn't that right, Smells? Goblin looks over. Ah! God, you label that fast.
Sorry.
Damn. Just immediate.
Say, a wise goblin indeed. The god thing is pleased.
The boss goblin chimes up. So what god do you serve? It sort of just said God, but I don't remember hearing that name.
It is not ours to know which god we serve. We only do the divine will of that which speaks to us.
We simply call it God because to know its true name would invite madness upon the mind.
Okay.
Powerful entities are like that.
He goes over. Now, you sure you want to go in there?
I'm actually going to. I am going to stand up before the goblin boss, and I'm going to give just a slight wink to Passenger and go, "God will protect me!" and summon my armor.
One moment. Okay, that was a very, very floor dice.
And I'm covered head to feet in scale mail.
And misreading the cue, Passenger will immediately cast protection from evil and good on them using subtle spell, which is the I'll burn a sorcery point for that, so that I don't have any visual tells that I've done anything, and they will glow with a soft white light.
You know, the scene from Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, where Gandalf comes over the hill with the light of dawn and, like, all the orcs are blinded, and, it's like that, like, their eyes go wide as, the light inside the dark cave, begins to well. This one, like, runs off into a side cave. The goblin boss, like, staggers back with, like, a "Oh!" look on his face. And these goblins are awestruck.
Yeah.
Except for the orange one, who's like, I've seen that better.
Boy howdy. If we're making ourselves look cool, Obsidian will snap his fingers, and then all of a sudden sparks will just start coming out of his ears with prestidigitation.
Oh man, you guys never cease to supplant my expectations.
I had to get in on the fun a little bit. Plus,
yeah.
My favorite part of this is how, like, just ready to improv the group is, considering they don't have any idea what Marston's been doing. They're just getting like the goblin reaction side of person speaking in their heads. It's amazing.
I'm trying to go just off of the goblin reaction side.
I know, that's what's so great about that.
All I know is Marston said something about God a god at some point, and I just rolled with it.
Who named the goblin boss Paul?
We don't need to talk about that.
Who named the goblin boss Paul?
We don't need to talk about who named who what.
Oh god. Okay, there's 9 of these guys. He's the Apostle Paul.
God. Amazing.
Look, I have breadcrumbs and Paul, alright?
Which one is breadcrumbs?
Before we leave this cave, I'm going to instruct breadcrumbs to pick up that tomato that someone threw on the ground and get the seeds out of the tomato. And I'm going to teach them how to plant tomatoes when we get back.
Alright, the goblin boss says to Smells and Pumpkin to step aside.
Smells and Pumpkin. Oh my
god. Paul hefts his mace, walks over to the stone wall. Everybody at this point, if you're walking forward and looking at the wall, roll nature.
Nature.
21.
17.
16.
1 second. Yeah, 17.
14.
14. You all are able to clearly discern the distinct differences between the cave's walls and this stone wall. The stone wall is completely flat except for some cracks and some holes that have been sort of broken into it.
Tomatoes on the friggin' map.
Do you like that little detail?
I do.
Very good.
I'm glad you noticed. I was like, nobody's gonna pay attention to that. It's just pots on the ground.
No, those are tomatoes. I fucking know that.
Consider how far they had to throw it for this farthest one, right? The arm on this tomato throwing goblin has got to be just barrel sized.
Just a fucking cannon.
The goblin boss walks up to the stone wall. He's like,
85 feet? Yeah. Yeah,
we're doing our best to keep this up. But if you all are gonna go in, we'll help out. He hefts his mace and smashes the wall a couple times, and it makes an opening big enough for you guys to go through. I hope you guys know what you're doing, because otherwise, it's going to be able to get out, and I don't really want to deal with that.
I just look at my gauntlets that begin glowing, and I just go, I have no idea.
Don't worry.
Have no fear. God will protect us.
Anime will protect me.
I have the power of God and anime on my side.
God. Yes, the two most powerful forces in the known universe.
What the fuck is this session devolved into?
You know, every game turns into Monty Python and the Holy Grail eventually.
Oh.
We did it by session 4. This is great.
Yeah, well done, everybody. We made it 4 sessions of sort of seriousness until we got to the ridiculous bullshitting around.
You say we, but I don't know if you remember my fake name. I went half a session.
You didn't even go half a session. You hefted that name to me in like the early days of your character concept.
No, that was different. That was a different fake name.
No, I remember Bjorn to be wild.
No, you don't.
Tell me your memories.
I could have said my name was Nigel.
I remember that one too.
That was the one that I told you.
Okay.
I came up with Bjorn to be wild like an hour before the session.
Did you? I'm pretty sure I've heard that one.
No.
Okay.
Anyway.
You guys make your way through the opening and into a hallway. You notice immediately...
Oh, sorry, Steve. Please continue. Sorry.
You notice immediately that this isn't a natural cave. There's cut stone in the floor, and the walls are actual masonry. But you notice it is distinctly old. A little ways in, you notice large roots growing through the cracks in the wall. And the slightly sweet smell of over-ripened tomatoes that have begun to rot.
Yum. Can 2 people stand shoulder to shoulder in this hallway, or is it 1 wide? Because, like, just the image on the grid is, like, 1.5.
Yeah, so when I was building this dungeon, I didn't have the proper dimensions of the table, so what I thought it was didn't quite translate, so it's not exactly 1-to-1. It's going to be single file going through this. You'd be able to stand side by side, but it'd be squeezing.
Right. Okay. Alright, party order, everybody. Is Sid going first?
Well, he seems armored up for it.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm happy to go after him.
Well, and there's no mechanical benefit to mechanical like glowing benefit to protection against evil and good. That was just pure flavor. Where is our light source at this point? Because I will probably.
I'm carrying a torch.
Okay. Okay. So I will be right
purple.
behind you. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. As you make your way down, as you make your way down the hallway, you notice at the edge of what you can make out in the gloom, there's a doorway and a side hallway.
Well, I know we're carrying a light source, but are we still stealthing through here? Like trying to move quietly and slowly so that we don't arouse suspicion?
Your thing should still be up. Like you said, it was an hour, right?
Yeah. I have
I'd
not dropped concentration, but
we might as well keep rolling with it.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Rolled stealth, like active stealth, as opposed to relying on our passive scores.
Yeah. Other than like it's got a glowing green bit, we don't really know anything else about the thing we're
right.
Potentially.
Who knows if it even has the capability of sight, right? Plenty of things that live in perfect darkness are blind.
Yeah. Well, and perceiving the presence of another creature has to do with more than just sight, right? It's the shuffling of footsteps as much as anything else.
Yep.
So I will definitely be rolling stealth.
Mm-hmm.
Steven, do you want us to use our previous scores, or do you want us to roll again?
I'll have you roll again. You had that whole conversation. Any of that prior stealth has since gone away.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We've broken stealth since last we rolled.
26.
21.
Oh, a million.
I don't believe you.
25.
25.
Basically a million.
16.
16. All right.
Rolled real shit, but plus 10. Woohoo!
Yeah. All right, Elgavar, you get to the first opening in the hallway. Are you just walking around or peeking through?
Is he muted?
Yes, I was muted. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes, just peeking through.
Okay. You notice from the light, there is a larger room, that is getting partially lit from the light coming around the corner. Roll me perception check.
Perception. 18.
18. You notice in the gloom of that room a green orb around right there that flickers away as soon as you notice it.
Do I see it reappear anywhere else in the room, or...?
No.
Okay. I just whisper back to Kimbrin. Well, it was in there, but now I can't see it. It disappeared.
Maybe it just turned around.
Whatever it is, if it's hidden itself, it probably knows we're here.
Proceed with caution, but proceed.
Oh. Hold on. Okay, before we move any further, having heard now that that we suspect that this creature, entity, whatever it is, might be around the corner, I'm going to let's see. Yeah, I'm going to I think I'll pull the that glass orb with the clockwork fish in it and out of my pocket and start rolling it around in my hands. Faster and faster until you guys feel yourselves, like your heartbeat starting to pick up a little bit. And I'm effectively casting aid so that everybody gets like your maximum hit points and current hit points increase by 5.
Nice. Thank you.
Wait, maximum?
Maximum and current.
Right.
Whoa.
Are you using the trinket as a casting implement?
I am using it as a part of the somatic component for this. The material component is a tiny strip of white cloth, but I also have like an arcane focus which is the pocket watch that I keep in my left breast pocket and never actually pull out.
I love it.
Yeah.
So that increases by 5?
Yes.
Okay. If you're wondering how to do that on Beyond, you click on your HP, override max HP, and put your current HP plus 5 in there.
You can even just put the number. Like if you put max HP override and enter 5, it'll do that too.
No, override max HP will put, if you put 5, will set your HP to 5.
That's not what it did for me.
I put max HP modifier and I clicked it up to 5.
Max HP modifier is what I was referring to. So you put 5 in there, it ups your current and max by 5.
Yeah.
I will say before we round the corner, we don't know what else might be lurking around here, or what whoever built this place might have left behind. Keep an eye out for things like pressure plates and tripwires. Ancient secrets are often well protected long after their occupants disappear. Which is my way of saying I'm not great at checking for traps, but somebody who is should.
I will proceed forward while looking for traps.
All right, you proceed forward while looking for traps. Going for the big room first?
Yeah, I think
All
so.
right.
That's where we saw the orb.
Yeah.
All right. As you round into this hallway, you notice it is wider with enough room for people to stand shoulder to shoulder.
Okay.
Roll me
I'll
perception or
yeah.
investigation. That's for active searching.
Sorry, it's investigation?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Then I'm not going to do that.
16.
Sorry, was that a group check or somebody specific?
Stan.
Okay.
How many people got aid? It says 3 people.
Oh, I must have missed that.
I can not take it if everybody else wants it.
I'd appreciate the hits.
Yeah, it says choose up to 3 creatures within range. I would prefer to have, if that's okay. I'm pretty squishy. Who else looks particularly squishy in our party?
I'm not squishy, but I am the one that is like frontline.
Right.
I would say objectively, Passenger, Elgavar, and Kimbrin should have the temporary because squishy and then frontliners.
Okay.
That's you pick.
Yeah.
That would be my input.
Yeah, I would say that would be the best. Like, kind of who would you eyeball as like the weakest?
Because Marston mostly has been using throwing knives at this point, right?
Yep.
Okay.
You guys haven't seen him scrap in melee with anybody yet.
Yeah, fair. All right. Preferring to protect themselves, they will definitely bolster their own hit points, and then the people who generally get up close and are what they perceive to be reckless, they'll add their hit points a little bit as well.
All right.
All right, my bad. I missed that whole sentence.
Oh, all good.
Yeah, there's a lot of tricky stuff like that usually later on is like, oh, okay, yeah, this can hit the party for sure. But
I was just looking it up for my own clarity, and then I saw that.
Goodness knows everybody's missed some part of a spell effect at some point in time.
Never happened. Yeah. What are you talking about?
Never ever.
All right. Stan, give me that investigation.
16.
16? Okay. You're making your way through. You notice right before you enter into the main foyer, there is what looks to be a pressure plate right along there.
I'm just going to point down at the plate that is pressurized.
Obsidian could take a look. If I can weasel my way through the group.
Oh, for a gnome, you'd have a easy time doing that.
Yeah, that's why I figured I should probably squeeze through.
Let's see, and what is it? What's the roll to disarm a trap?
I think it's usually a
sleight of
thieves'
hand?
tool check.
Thieves' tools? Alright.
And then you can add your proficiency. I think you need thieves' tools or something.
If you're
that would
proficient,
make sense.
you're able to add to that. Otherwise, I think it's like sleight of hand.
Usually it's just dexterity, but...
Just dexterity? Oh.
Yeah.
I think I'm proficient because it says thieves' tools on the left. I believe I took...
Yeah, if you have proficiency with the thieves' tools, you apply it to a dexterity check to disarm a trap.
Okay.
Oh, I don't think I took expertise, just regular proficiency.
Alright, in that case, roll me that dexterity. Adding your thieves' tools proficiency.
Boy, that was really bad. So, plus proficiency, 8.
8. Okay. You
gotta stop with this dice today.
You finnick around with it, but you're not able to disarm it. For a second, you're worried it might go off, but nothing happens as you pull your hands away.
Do you mind if I give it a shot?
Go ahead. I'm rusty, apparently.
I'll have to borrow your tools. I didn't bring mine with me.
Sure.
I am proficient with them. I just don't have them. So,
Yes.
Dexterity plus proficiency. That is a 16.
All right. You're poking around. You're able to identify some mechanical parts that would activate the trap, and with some of your more tinkery knowledge, you pull away one of the more important cogs in the mechanism, and know that the circuit won't be able to complete.
I'm just going to pocket that cog, because that'll come in useful later.
Sure it will.
No, it won't, but, you know, that's who I am.
Alright, and that is deactivated.
I'm just going to look back at everybody and give them a thumbs up and hand the tools back to Bjorn.
Alright, nice job.
You should have seen me last night. Whew. Do you know how hard it is to fit all of this into this little thing?
Probably pretty difficult.
Well, just be lucky we had passenger, otherwise I might have blown up the ship.
Hey, you said no significant explosions. Did you lie?
No, I didn't, but I mean, I'm making conversation, okay?
Kind of side-eyeing passenger, like...
Got you, fam.
Kind of confirming, like, is he serious?
Passenger will remain completely, perfectly neutral, giving nothing away.
All right.
Okay. As you make your way into this large chamber...
I'm blending what everybody thinks artificers are like with what I actually am like.
Hmm.
Everybody thinks artificers are going to make things blow up.
And Stan actually makes things blow up.
No, not really.
Yeah. As you make your way into the larger chamber, you notice that the carved tiles are more ornate in here. In the center of the room, there is a decayed rug with large holes through it. One of the pillars off to the side has fallen down as roots have grown through the flooring and walls. And at the end of the chamber, there is a rotted table and chair. And as everybody is getting closer from the glow of the light against the back wall, you notice another sparkling bit of green.
Now that we are seeing this sparkling green thing, can we intuit what is going on with it? Is it an eye? Is it like is it actually a light source, or is it like a gemstone that's like hanging on somebody's chest? What's going on with this?
Roll me perception.
Love to. No. That's 8.
Those were noises.
It looks like it's an eye, but it's along the wall. You can't make out what it's to.
Well, I don't want to make out with it, Steven. I am a.
They got you, man. They got you. Egg on your face.
Yep.
Clean up your face.
Right. How are you proceeding?
Straightforward with much gusto.
Straightforward with much gusto. As the edge of the light falls upon the back wall, you notice that there's a mosaic along the wall, and the glittering green that you saw from this was an emerald set into the mosaic.
Pop that out.
Careful. We don't know what it is.
Yeah. Once you get closer and are able to get like a good view in the brighter light, you see the mosaic has a large ring with divided into 18.
Is this room attached or no?
Oh, that is.
Okay. I was just
locked in mystery.
No, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure. Like, it was a big blocky area, so I wasn't sure that it was.
So yeah, you see the mosaic. It's got a couple of notes, and roll me insight.
Yeah, does this, looking at this, if it is anything even vaguely ring-shaped, is this pinging anything from my family history?
For you, roll me history.
Insight 9. Actually, hang on. I'm going to use my inspiration on that before you tell me how good a 9 is. Flip that.
I'm also going to be using my inspiration.
That's better. That's a 21.
Oh my god, same number. It's okay.
It'll be a 14 for me.
It'll be a... What is that? Wait a minute. What is that? 11.
11.
Waffles, knock it off.
Okay, I've got 11, got 14. Stan, what did you get with your reroll?
21.
21. Was Marston and Bjorn rolling, or?
This was for the mosaic?
Yeah.
Sure. You said insight?
Yep, insight for you guys.
I'm just kind of looking out around the rest of the room.
Or history, if you would like.
Since we already found a trap, I'm just kind of poking around for anything else that might look like it was booby trapped.
All right, in that case, I'll have you roll investigation.
Okay. 8.
8. All right. You don't find anything else that is obviously booby trapped. Passenger and Stan. Specifically Stan, from the insight, looking at this, you can make out that the image is clearly depicting the ring. It is 18 separate sections of triangles, varying between dark gray and gold. The dark gray likely symbolizing the rotating night patches that go around the ring, while the gold is the day side. And the emerald is right in the center, representing the star.
Is the ring currently showing an accurate depiction of what the day cycle is based on what I know about the continent?
It's a generalized one, so it's just triangles. It's either dark or gold.
Okay, but it's not like showing like the area that we are in.
Yeah, it's not like a clock or anything.
Okay.
Just a piece of art. I
wasn't sure if that was the concept or
not. Passenger, you vaguely recall that this imagery was used in the early days of settlement on the ring world, before there were any like settled kingdoms or nobility.
Yeah. Yeah, I look at this and consider it, and like just immediately consider it like more iconography than geographical.
Yeah.
And archaic, right, out of date, and therefore less interesting.
All right, and you guys were going to try to take the emerald?
Yeah, I'll be like, Marston, there you are. There's your pay.
No one else is moving towards it. I'm gonna give it a closer inspection.
I'll be staying back by this hallway to keep an eye on our back. On our six, so to speak.
Definitely not just stepping away from the emerald.
So the side hallway you guys haven't gone through?
No, keeping an eye back.
Oh, the back one.
Back here, just to make sure that nobody's coming up behind us, either from the goblins or anything off in this
staying close to Marston,
direction.
just in case this does turn into something terrible.
Okay. Passenger, from back down the hallway, you hear the goblin boss.
Giving you your distance, Marston, but you know, like I'm like 10 feet from you.
So from back the way you came, you hear the goblin boss. Are you guys dead yet?
We're good.
Is the thing dead yet?
The gods are looking out for us.
Good to hear. Let us know if the situation changes.
We'll call for you if you need your aid.
So Marston.
In his head, I'm like, you know, everything's going to a pace. I'll keep you apprised of the situation.
All right. So,
sorry, do we have any clues about who might have built this place?
Not yet.
Okay.
You said there was some sort of what was the thing directly behind me?
A large table and a seating chair.
Okay. But nothing on the table or etched into the table
or... It looks like the table was designed, had some carvings in it, but the wood has rotted.
Okay.
Similarly, the wood of the chair has rotted, the fabric has decayed away.
Any writing we can read as part of this mosaic on the walls?
With that, Marston, roll me investigation.
Uh, 11.
11. All right. You're not able to really see like anything discerning about the gem set into the wall, aside from the fact that it's a gem. The rest of the mosaic has some depicted writing in it, but you can't make it out. What languages does everybody speak?
Celestial, Common, Primordial, Corey.
Celestial, Common, Dwarven.
Celestial, Draconic. We all speak Celestial.
Not me, Gnomish.
Says the Celestial Warlock.
Common, Infernal, and Thieves' King.
Don't you fucking judge me. You know what? Comprehend languages. Boom, I read it, bitch.
Boom.
Okay.
Mic drop.
I forgot I had that until just now. Well, I was gonna clarify. Is it? You said it was. Is it? Can you still read it, or is it like so worn away that it's not worth trying to read?
Now that I know what languages you guys speak, because I realized, wait, one person in this party might at least speak it. It is written in Celestial.
Oh shit.
That coincidentally, all but 2 of you actually speak, and 1 is able to at least understand it. Because magic.
I'm not going to use the spell if people
okay
can already do that.
Yeah. So what does it say, Stephen?
It says, the light that falls on all there is.
It's talking about the sun. Or about the star. I'll just say, almost bored.
And you would also recognize that that was sort of the early motto of Life on the Ring.
Yeah, I will give a short TED talk about the origins of the phrase. I'm sure I was drilled in it.
Oh yeah.
Do you think perhaps this gem is representative of the sun then?
Almost certainly.
Look at it. I'll almost scoff at that as though it was the most obvious thing.
Everybody who feels like it can also roll a religion check.
That I will do.
Like, well, this is being discussed. This is kind of like Marston's got a knife out and he's like approaching the gem.
Never paid attention in that class. The religion side of it was always the least interesting part of it to me.
Which
Wait
is
a minute.
wonderful for you.
Just because I don't know the ring world religions that well. So
I've not disadvantaged, but I have a different DC for you.
Okay, well then, 11.
11.
7 for me.
One.
I was gonna say I probably wasn't really paying attention. I was doing other stuff, but I can roll it if it would just be a good thing to roll.
Sure. Go ahead and roll.
Yeah.
Well, that's a
See,
lot
you
better
roll
than
like
that
shit
dice.
for religion when it comes to sunlight when your master was a shadow monk.
18.
18.
Bjorn,
you're somewhat familiar with it just because it talked about valuable gems and stuff like that. Emeralds were one of the goddess Galwyn's favorite stones. So even though the star isn't green, it's commonly used in the religion to represent the star.
If nobody else seems to be forthcoming with that, I'll pass it on, and then I'll add in. I might leave that alone if I were you.
It's just some past nobles' attempt at appealing to their god.
Getting mixed signals here. Are you saying I should not take this? Whole place gonna come down on us?
I like gesture around us, and I'm saying clearly, whatever god they worship forsook them.
Well, I'm not too concerned about the god, more about the followers, because regardless of the god, people are cautious and paranoid.
We've encountered one trap already. Pursuit of material wealth should not be our only goal here.
I believe that was at least half the pitch of coming here in the first place.
Yes, but perhaps there is more gold or gemstones more easily accessible, and less of a fixture of the place we are in. If we find nothing else, we can certainly acquire it on our way out.
I would go with that option.
After all, it's in a wall, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah. Messenger shrugs like this is the least interesting conversation in the world.
I'm just going to try and... Steven, I'm looking around the room, and I'm trying to figure out... They saw the glow from the hallway here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking around the room to try and figure out how the emerald bounced light that far. Are there
roll
mirrors?
me, roll me intelligence.
Okay, like that's the pitch I'm going with. Like, the fuck. Straight intelligence is a 7.
7. You have no idea how the goblins would have been able to see it, much less throw tomatoes at it.
Okay. Because I also saw the light from, in front of the desk.
Yeah. Are there any tomato guts on this diagram?
Not that you can see.
Okay.
Actually, do we even see any tomatoes in this room, or were all the tomatoes we found, like, in the hallway?
All of the tomatoes were in the hallway.
Okay. Did you make this map, by the way?
I did.
Okay. Good job. It's a really nice
Thank
map.
you. Hence the tomatoes.
Is this just a huge desk?
It's a table, not a desk.
Okay. So it's a desk, and I was like,
Moose just, showing me up here and all and drawing skills and shit.
I have a subscription to Incarnate. I need to use it.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Be that way. I'm just saying, you're never going to get anything this nice from any one of my campaigns, right?
As a fellow...
some rocks.
It's almost like I went to college for design.
Hey, flex those skills. You got to use them somehow, right?
So, somebody had a question about something.
Yo, face.
I say we move on to...
Yeah, I was going to be investigating this little area to make sure there were no traps, since we have encountered traps. That was going to be my next thing, was checking out this little section, like here.
All right. Right around that point, you hear... a creaking sound coming from down the hallway.
Oh, did I not find any like pressure plates or anything before everybody else got over here?
Correct.
Okay. I don't know what that sound is.
Sounded like a door.
I'm going to proceed forward with much gusto.
Mucho gusto.
All right. You proceed forward.
Peek around the corner.
And we'll all hang on behind.
I see a door around the corner.
Yes. Go around, and there is a doorway.
Ooh.
Such a spooky doorway.
Doorway open or closed?
The doorway is closed.
No.
Y'all are falling over.
The way is shut.
Quick, who's got knock?
Marston, are you joining us? Or are you still staring
If it were on my spell list, I would have it.
Oh, yep.
Right, I want that spell, but
It's so good.
I don't have enough spell slots, and I think it's like, what, Bard and Wizard, probably?
What spell?
Knock.
It's Bard
Best
Wizard.
spell in the game.
I love that spell.
Apart from, like, mending.
As a non-magical rogue in another campaign, I disagree.
Speak for yourself, sir.
Test the door handle.
All right. The handle is old, and the doorway is stone with some old hinges. But with a slight adjustment, you're able to move the handle easily enough, and the door creaks open.
Herein.
Inside, you see a very dimly lit library. The light coming from you guys.
Oh my god, I'm in love.
The bookshelves are decayed. You see old remains of books and scrolls scattered around that had fallen to the floor.
And I'm just gonna look at this place and go, shit.
Cinder might be the only character I have ever rolled in my entire existence who cares not at all about books.
I feel that.
Daughter of a librarian over here.
And I just, like, seeing if there's even anything remotely usable.
Roll me investigation.
Oh, come on, baby. Don't fail me now. That's a 12. It's serviceable.
You find, buried in some of the remnants of one of the bookshelves, a small box that would be used to hold particularly important notebook.
Campaign notes.
The box is locked, but it also has a tight seal on it, so it might have been protected from the elements.
Examine to see if it's easily pickable or if it's something that is trapped, or like if I force the lock, is it going to destroy documents inside?
Let's see. With your investigation, we'll say you can tell that it's locked and very securely, but you're not sure if it's trapped.
Okay. I might take a look at this. I'm gonna stow it for now and say that I'm gonna look into it later because I've got other. My mind is currently occupied on other things.
It's at about this time, this doorway right here, from the other side of it, you hear what sounds like nails scraping the stone.
This doorway right here, you said?
Yes.
Well, I think we might be in for the thick of it with whatever has been leading us down paths.
Mm-hmm.
Bear in mind, it might not be hostile. The goblins never said that it attacked anyone. Just looked.
True. We should investigate it all the same.
In my experience, weird things in dungeons are usually pretty hostile.
All right. Going in.
I'm gonna activate comprehend languages.
All right.
And yeah, I will open the door.
You open the door.
Anybody wants to change positions before we do so.
Yeah. Get into positions that you would want to be in.
Upside down on this corner is just fine for me.
Gotcha. Passenger's
Excellent.
doing a handstand.
Fun.
A tactical handstand.
Yes.
Open door.
All right. You open the door, and inside, an empty bedroom. You notice decayed remains of a desk, a rotted away mattress, and bed frame, and in the corner, the chest.
Room. Desk. Rotted bed. Chest. No obvious hostiles. I'm just calling back to people.
Yeah. I'm going to step forward next to you. Does the chest sort of look as old and withered and rotted away as everything else?
Somewhat. The metal bracings on it are tarnished, but still intact. The wood looks like it's definitely aged, but steps have been taken to make sure it maintains at least some of its integrity.
And we heard claws scraping against something from this room, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna look around for like any kinds of secret passages or up at the ceiling, you know, because if there's like something creepy hanging from it, I'd Yeah. Like
roll me investigation.
While they're looking in there, I'm poking around the scrolls and books room, kind of specifically like looking through the shelves for places that documents might be hidden, like kind of hidden compartments and stuff.
I'll have you roll me an investigation check as well.
Yeah.
Nat 20 for the investigation, Steven.
Nat 20.
If combat didn't start when this opened, or diplomacy didn't start, I would also go back to like looking at, or I would also come over here and peruse the scrolls. That's why I use
Cameron,
comprehend languages.
You notice a secret passage that leads like that. On that note, Bjorn, as you're perusing over this way.
Oh fuck.
Beans.
By the way, I had a 14 on mine.
No dig.
You said one big green eye. I was like, it's a fucking.
Yep.
Yep.
Classic. You notice a creature.
All right, well, I feel better about getting violent.
Well, okay. This is me saying nothing.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever seen one of these before.
As characters know what Nothics are. So I'm gonna.
Yeah. My character has no idea what this is.
I don't know as a player either. I've never come across one of these.
They're interesting.
I have, but I forgot.
I love them so much, and I will say nothing more.
Okay, does it like come out of like the passageway, like right
in front
of me?
So you're looking through this bookshelf, and right as you're looking along the edge of it, you see a hand grip the edge of the bookshelf, and the face just peer around at you, and you see the big green eye.
I'll go. Oh shit! You scared me.
Is it large?
No, it's just
a big mini.
Yeah, they're not too big, I think.
I was just double checking.
Yeah. Roll initiative.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say, you scared me, and then I was gonna say, what are you doing here?
And it's explaining what it's doing here.
Oh boy.
The initiative roll is explaining what it's doing?
Yes.
Oh no.
22.
That doesn't necessarily mean anything violent. Just that we have turns before it.
We maybe have limited time for diplomacy if there is diplomacy.
We also only have a half an hour left of our session.
Oh,
yes,
correct.
Did not realize it was already that late.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely
time flies when you're having fun.
Truly.
Glad you guys are enjoying. What are the initiative rolls?
Yeah, definitely been an interesting.
4, and it should be programmed into the tracker.
Could be.
22.
13 for me.
15.
Just roll it. 21 should go into the tracker.
Good, but for some.
Yeah. It never does for me.
All right.
How do you even see the initiative tracker?
It's on D&D Beyond.
There's a.
I get that, but like I'm on there and I don't see it anywhere.
It's in my encounter tracker. So I do start encounter, and it like has turn counters and all that other stuff. I see your healths, your passive perceptions, your ACs.
Yeah, like I see our rolls in the game log.
Yeah. I think this bit is just DM because it's also got the entire stat blocks for the monsters.
Yeah, it's a DM thing. It's super nice. Like, it is amazing.
All right. Anyway, we got a half hour left. So, the Nothic got a nat 20.
Oh, cool.
So, It is looking at you, baring its teeth, and what languages do you speak again? You had comprehend languages up.
All of them right now.
All right. You hear in Undercommon, "Get away from my books."
You know what? Fair. What language was it speaking? Like how many of us?
Undercommon.
Undercommon? Thank you. I did not understand it.
Are we going in initiative order right now, or can I just free convo this?
I will give you a quick response.
I'm sorry, we didn't know that these were your books. Do you live back here?
Comprehend language doesn't allow you to speak the language.
Yeah. Oh, shittle bricks.
That's why I was letting you just have a free bit.
You might say
Marston.
that.
Oh, well, I would still say that, yeah.
All right. So, Big Bad.
A Nothic has appeared behind you. Its claws are bared, and it is speaking Undercommon.
Okay. Well,
it is trying to communicate.
Do I know then that it's Undercommon if I heard it speak, or do I not know the language? I can just understand it right now.
Probably just understand it, unless said otherwise in the spell.
No, I don't think so. Okay.
Oof.
You do see, like, as it's saying this to Bjorn, it's looking around to see if any of its possessions have been tampered with.
Did we take anything from this room yet?
I did.
Elgavar
Someone did.
Oh, okay. Somebody did. Let's see. Clearly, so it's looking. It came out of like the wall or behind the bookcase.
You can't quite see where it came out of.
Okay. I'm just gonna hold action in a relaxed stance. And wait to see what happens. Like if it makes a hostile move, I'll take my attack.
All right. Right now, it's just noticed that some of its stuff has been moved and is looking to see if anything's taken. Gimbrin. You hear stuff from the room behind you.
Yes.
Suppose if none of us speak Undercommon, at least you all heard me say, "I'm sorry, we didn't know these were yours."
I'll walk into the room. I'll, have my spear up just in case, because I don't love that Bjorn is like right next to it. I don't want my little gnome buddy to get eaten. And I'll say to it, because like obviously I don't understand what it's saying, but I'll say, "Do you speak the common tongue? Perhaps we can talk this out."
Anything else?
No.
All right. Bjorn, your turn.
I will kind of whatever I was looking at. I'm gonna step away. I'm gonna put my hands up in there, just kind of like, hey, I'm not touching anything. We're good. We're good. And then I'll look over at Marston, see if he's touching any of the scrolls.
He's basically just standing there with his hands in his coat pocket.
Okay, I'll just say, I guess we don't want to touch his stuff. He seems pretty protective over it, so maybe back up a step. Just show that we're not messing with any of it.
Passenger.
At this point, seeing some attempts at communication happening, I think that Passenger is going to mind link with the Nothic. You speak telepathically to any creature you see within 30 feet of you. You don't need to share a language in order to understand it.
Might need to move
but the creature must be able to understand at least one language. It clearly does. So I I make a connection with it. What's that?
Is there a range on it?
30 feet.
30 feet.
So you need to move 20
I'm
feet.
within 30. Oh, I am farther away than I thought I was. I'll move, we'll say, here.
And what were you saying to it?
We don't speak your language. And I will mouth the words as I'm sending it into his brain space. So that I'm indicating that I'm the one who is making this connection. What is it that you want?
Books.
We have no interest in your books.
On that.
Stand down, you are being threatening to my friends. And that's what I'll say.
All right.
I have to use an action in order to let it speak back to me, so that's what I'm doing with my turn.
Gotcha.
We just want flutes, baby. Just flutes.
Elgavar.
I'm going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and looking at it, and I'm gonna. What check is it to understand what this is?
I want to say Arcana.
Okay, I'm gonna roll Arcana for an information check on this thing.
Yeah, aberrations.
Yeah. Oh, especially this.
It's a 10.
10.
I've probably at least heard of these things.
In your travels, you.
I mean, I am an explorer.
A. 10. You know that it is called Enothic.
Okay. Nothing specific about it, though.
You know that they're most commonly found in magical locations.
Okay.
But nothing too detailed. Else from you?
Prepared action for defense. I'm taking a defensive stance.
All right. End of that round. Back up to the Nothic. You see him looking through the pile of books that you had dug through, as it recognizes that it's been the one that was tampered with. You see its motions becoming more frantic.
Where is it? Where is it? Who took my books?
Honestly,
and we will call.
This guy so much.
Hmm?
Nothing. Sorry. Go ahead.
And with that, we will call session for the day.
I'm gonna make a note that I have comprehend languages active currently.
So, questions, comments, concerns?
Yeah, I have a box, and I'm.
How dare you have someone get upset that we stole from them?
Yeah, we're adventurers, okay? That's what we do. We steal.
An ancient arcane library and started messing with things and moving them. Of course, there was a librarian who was like, "Don't you put those out of order. My card catalog is flawless."
Yeah, can't you see how good of an organization system he has?
The best.
He has it exactly how he wants it.
And we've touched things. Oh, man. Without gloves on. Tragic.
I had those categorized from the beginning of the Ring World to the end times of the Ring World alphabetically by year.
To be fair, I do have gauntlets on.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Dude, you messed up his whole alphabetization system. God.
Big
like,
fan.
As a player, I know that I have his box, but like, as a character, I have no clue what he's saying.
I was excited to have. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, you see it looking through the pile of books and getting more agitated.
Yeah, it's clearly becoming more and more hostile as we're observing.
Yeah. And if I have the option to speak on my turn, I would definitely say it's looking for a missing book.
I was in the room, I think, right behind Elgavar. I know we're ending here, but that's what I was gonna do on my turn, was go, because I can understand it. I'm gonna go, you should put that box of books back.
Well, I don't know what's in the box. That's just it. He said he's looking for a book.
Well, probably the whole box.
I would probably, well, we'll get to it next time, but I'd probably tell you
Yeah.
you should put that box back, because he seems to be looking for a missing item.
I'm thinking we're probably not avoiding a fight, but we'll see.
You never know.
You guys have surprised me before.
Maybe this thing wants
we just sucker punch him, throw his books back at him, and go, oh, see ya.
Here's the thing. I prize intellect as much as the next person does. And clearly he's not taking care of this system. He may think it's his. I don't think he's taking care of it enough.
Disagree. Mine now.
So you guys had fun?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was both shocked, not shocked. I was terrified and very pleased that someone decided to follow me.
I was gonna say, sorry I made us take like a 10-minute sidebar. I was like,
no, I mean, I figured it had to happen sooner or later. Like, someone would be interested in why what I'm up to.
Yeah,
I guess as someone who was basically like already acquainted with the captain and seems to be in some sort of business deal with them. Yeah, that was fun. I got to do some stuff with Moose there, and you got to be bad at stealth. It was good times.
Someday we'll find out what you're up to. Sneaky sausage.
Yeah. Passenger is so not going to wander into the alleyways of strange cities by themselves. They are really not streetwise.
I mean, that's the smart call for sure.
Yeah, in sheer spite of everything, they are very interested, but not so curious that they're going to put themselves at risk.
That's fair.
I am immensely happy with the new goblin NPCs I have.
Yeah, they're great. I was definitely like at no point expecting like, yeah, this so the funniest thing, as soon as you did the stealth thing, I was like, oh, you know what, maybe I'll be like, well, quid pro quo, I'll bust out my new ability here. But then I was like, well, I can only cast it on like 2 people at a time right now, because it's based on proficiency rating. How many targets it can have.
I was wondering what the limiter was for it.
So yeah, there's a couple factors. Basically, like the first time I use it each day, it doesn't cost one of my archetype resources, and then every time after that, it does. And maximum, and then I basically roll that resource to determine how long it lasts. And at the moment, it's up only two targets, but so I immediately had that brainstorm of like, well, I don't think it would be really effective here because I can only talk to 2 people in the party. I was thinking maybe the 2 people who couldn't see in the dark, just to kind of like be mentally guiding them through the cave. But then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm gonna talk to these goblins.
Session 4, we're already servants of gods.
Like, is so thoroughly disinterested in deities in general. Like this whole thing it's a whole thing. You know what? We're playing like super secretive about our backstories and our motivations. I'm saying nothing.
We're gonna make Steven make personalized arcs.
I love everything about this.
Huzzah!
I mean, I'm not afraid of like worrying how the stories are going to come out for some of the characters. Like, Arjax in Star Wars was fucking amazing.
That was the best character arc I've ever had, for sure.
I cannot wait to see how some of these character arcs come out.
Yeah.
How many secret societies can we all be a part of by the end of this thing?
We're all a part of the same one, just different.
We
different
just
branches.
different
We're
chapters.
just in different departments.
And we all show up to the meeting in robes and just go, "Wait a second."
Yeah, I was gonna say. On top of that, it's also horribly compartmentalized. So like, even though we're no, let's no
passengers and
just the Spider-Man meme.
Marston's in advertising.
Good lord.
We're all just wearing purple robes, carrying a signet, going, "Wait a minute."
Wait. You know.
Yeah, I hear the clanking of Sid's armor, and I'm just like, eyes narrowed. All right, I gotta run, but it was lovely playing with you all. We'll see you in a couple
glad
weeks.
you guys had fun.
Very fun session.
Fantastic.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Later.
You want to run that errand then, or?
Yeah, can do.
All right. I'll see you at my place in a little bit then.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
See you guys.
That call. Stream, thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed that session as much as I did. It was a lot of fun. I think it turned out well, especially the bit with the goblins. That was some fun improv. And I hope you tune in next time for the conclusion of this dungeon and see how things work out with the nothing.